are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks.
Say go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go.
Say go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go.
We're back on track, here we come. League is done in 21, and the Knicks are on a run. And I'll tell you, with Tibbs, we a bit too much to handle. With Barrett, Bullock, Burks, and Randall, it's the Knicks, and we're taking back our place. Everyone's gearing up with a mask on the face. The Garden's going crazy, and they're doing it for a reason. 21 is the Knickerbocker season. You better believe the Knicks got all that it takes. We're shooting three-pointers, and we're running fast breaks. And if your defense makes a mistake, then BAM! Robbie dunks in your face. This is a team you don't want to miss. We are New York. We are the New York Knicks.
Go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go.
Say go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go.
Say go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go.
See you busted, all you hear is a swish with drives by Rose and Quick with the dish. And no rebounds if that's the case. We put Nerlens and Taj in your face. We got a D that'll give you fits. We are New York. We are the New York Knicks.
Go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go.
Say go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go.
Salute, salute, salute. Knicks Real Talk, the night show, Divine Bronx Jedi 7-6. We in the building on Thursday night, May the 27th. Knicks got a game off, getting ready for it to go down and dwell in the ATL tomorrow. We're going to try to get it popping down there. We're going to get into a bit of the preview, the recap of last night's game, man. It was a great live buzz in the Garden yesterday, man. It was popping up in there. What a show. We're going to get into that. We're going to bring my man, Bronx Jedi 76 in a few, man. But salute to everybody out there. Hope everybody doing well. You know, had a good day today, man. You just great home chilling, doing your thing, man. Watching some basketball, NBA basketball. You just chilling, ready to get in here with us. But salute to everybody for chiming in this morning. And you already know the deal. COVID-19 still out there, man. Wash your hands, wear your mask, keep it distance, all that good stuff. And we're going to get it popping tonight, man. BS Jedi, what up, my brother?
Hey, good evening, Divine. Good evening, everyone out there listening to us on all the platforms and YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all the live stream. Thank you for joining us this evening on Knicks Real Talk, the night show. And let's get right to it. The New York Knicks tied the best of 7 series with the Atlanta Hawks, one game apiece, with a 101-92 victory. The New York Knicks were led by Derrick Rose with 26 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists in 39 minutes, followed by Reggie Bullock's 15 points in 31 minutes, 4 rebounds, 11 assists. He had 5 3-pointers in the game. You had Julius Randle, subpar game, but he came alive in the third quarter with 11 points, but he finished with 15 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. You're followed by R.J. Barrett, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. You had Alex Burks with 11 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Taj Gibson, unsung hero of the game. He had 6 points, 7 rebounds, and assists in 30 minutes, but his impact was phenomenal in the fourth quarter. You saw Emmanuel quickly with 4 points, 3 rebounds, and assists. Obi Toppin, great 8 points and 3 rebounds in 12 minutes. All around, gritty New York Knicks gritty committee, despite the fact that they only shot 38% from the field, 36% from three-point land. They were 12 for 33. They shot 73% from the stripe. They out-rebound the Hawks 54-41, and out of those 54, 13 were offensive. They also had 2 blocks. They had 15 assists. They had 8 steals. They dominated the paint. They had 42 points in the paint, and they held the Hawks to 36% from the field and 27% from three-point land. They were 12 for 44, but from the second quarter, they were 8 for 40 going from the second half, and they held them. They held them. They put the clamps on. And what you're going to say about the Knicks? The way they made the adjustment with Tom Thibodeau coming in at halftime. He sat Payton and Nerlens Noel and both Gibson and Rose at the starting lineup, and Julius Randle. You know, he needed Randle to get going. He wanted Rose to put him in good position to succeed, and he got 11 points in the third quarter. And that fourth quarter coming in, what can you say about it? You know, Taj Gibson, big play up and down the court. You had Julius Randle hitting a clutch 3-pointer to get going in the fourth quarter as well. Reggie Bullock, clutch shooting, you know, and what can we say about that flagrant foul that Bullock did on Hunter? He knocked them down. He made a statement, and you saw that the Hawks had wanted no part of being physical, of any physical play. They didn't want to come in the paint. They had wanted no whatsoever to do with going in the paint and playing with contact. They were tentative. They were very scared. You could see tentative and scared. They didn't want to get in there. They bottled up Trae Young. They did a smart move. You saw Thibodeau go with his veterans to close out the game. 5 professional veterans on the court with Bullock, Burks. You had Taj Gibson, Julius Randle, and Derrick Rose to close it out. He went with his veteran, and they went out. They responded. They went on a 10-1 run to close out the game, and we tied up that series. And man, it felt good. It felt good for the city of New York. It felt good as a Knicks fan. You felt the buzz, electricity all the way in my living room. I was so much hyped up tonight. I couldn't sleep. It was a wonderful feeling to tie up the series, and now we all eyes into Atlanta. We got a Memorial Day weekend festivities down in Atlanta. I know a lot of Knicks fans are going to travel in bunches. We got a lot of people going there with the orange and blue, and it's going to be pretty much almost like a home game for the New York Knicks. And let's go. Let's get that game. Let's get those 2 games in Atlanta. We have an opportunity of taking home court back, and we got to like our chances, Divine.
Yeah, absolutely. BX, I think we go down there and handle our business. I think we're going to go down there and it's going to be really interesting. But just on a recap last night, man, that was real gutsy of the Knicks, man. The way they kept their composure through the game, kept it in distance, man. Then when it's time for them to strike, they strike when they had to. Tom Thibodeau made the adjustments in the second half, like you said, brought Derrick Rose in there. Derrick Rose gave us a real big lift, man, a really huge lift from Derrick Rose last night. And then just everybody all around. Julius Randle found his groove in the second half, closer to the fourth quarter. He got his groove going. Reggie Bullock was knocking down some clutch threes, one to tie the game, one to put them ahead. And after that, and his defense on Trae Young in that second half was phenomenal. So they really did a good job of executing the second half game plan Thibodeau put out there. And what can I say? Burks hit some clutch, nice shots. But Todd Gibson was the ultimate hero last night, man. He was the ultimate warrior last night. He was competing, and his energy and Derrick Rose, just his all-around game in general was amazing. It was great to see the way they fought and brought back what we have seen all season. Me and you've been on Knicks Real Talk, the night show, and in the morning show, talking about that New York City Gritty Committee all year. And they showed that last night. They brought that to fruition. They came to the forefront with it. And they competed. They kept the turnovers down. They rebounded real well. That interior was on point last night. Man, they was rebounding the basketball, and so it was an all-out gutty performance. We didn't have a good game. A great game for RJ and Quickly them, but they did enough. And we got busy. Obi Toppin, what can we say? Phenomenal game for him. Just in the point, not so much in the aspect of how many points you got, but just to be able to get the 8 points, to be involved, get the alley-oop, get the rebound, get the block shot, and all that good stuff, man. That was real impressive to see, man. So I was real excited about Obi Toppin's performance last night. The young man is coming to his own. He's starting to get the feel of the NBA to the fullest now, and so we got to expect more from him coming down the pipe. I think he's gonna do real well in New York, man. I'm excited about Obi Toppin's game last night, and it was just a really gutsy performance. BX, they battled, they fought, they scrapped. They did what they had to do. Like you said, my man Reggie Bullock, gave the hard foul to get everybody engaged, and they did, man. But Derrick Rose, man, he just on another level right now, man. You talking about a trade for Dennis Smith and the high second round pick was almost a first, and what it's doing for us, and it's so awesome. So salute to Derrick Rose and Todd Gibson and Coach Tidd did a great job of executing that game plan last night, and switching that up, man, and going with Derrick Rose. I think that was the key to the game right there. So you got to give him his credit when credit is due. Much as we can get on about some things, but you got to give him his props for what he did last night, putting Derrick Rose in there. And I really like to see that, man. So we just got to keep that thing going. I don't know how it's going to happen tomorrow, whether he starts or he don't. But one thing we glad to see, if it come down to it, Tibbs willing to make that move. So that's good. Whether even if Alvin Payton start tomorrow night, Tibbs willing to make that move if he have to get this, to say, no, what I need some more firepower here. And I think that was awesome the way he did with that. So all around good game. We had a exciting game. The Garden was on fire. I mean, everybody was amped. I mean, it was just unbelievable, man. I was like, man, the energy in that building is like no other when everybody engaged, man. And So it turned out being a great thing, man. I was happy to see that. So we'll move on to the ATL tomorrow, man. And but yeah, the game was awesome. We got it. We did what we had to do. We we wanted to win that first game, but like I said, to lose that first game by only 2 points, we're not having our horses do what they're gonna do. If them boys come out to play down at ATL, I think there's gonna be a whole different series, man. So we're looking forward to that, and we'll see how that goes, man. Salute to Kibbet and Rick V in the building, man. We see you, my brother. Salute to y'all in there. Thank you for chiming in. You already know how we do, and but it was awesome, really gutsy performance, and I just think that now, we got to get ready to move on to this one tomorrow. You know what I mean, and the game 3. You know what I mean, and I just think that we got to go down there and just play hard. Just keep playing hard, keep competing, never give up competing, play hard all the time like they've been doing. Now I think it's going to be a different ball game, BX, because now they're not in Madison Square Garden. The energy, I don't think the energy from that standpoint is going to be loud as it was in the Garden. They might try to show up in the ATL, but I know the Knicks going to be represented pretty well down there, so I think that's going to be it won't be so much of a home court advantage for them. I know Atlanta going to be in the building because that's their home state, that's their home team. So I know they're going to have their fans up in there. But so bring it on, like Reggie Bullock said. We with that. We with that. Let's go down there and get it. And I think they're going to go down there tomorrow. I think Julius Randle going to have a better game than he had at the first 2 games at the Garden. I just really think that last quarter is going to help him with his rhythm. I think he's starting to catch a rhythm. And it usually happens to Julius Randle sometime after a long layup. I remember the All-Star game, it happens. That long layup, he come back, he doesn't have his rhythm yet. And he get credit Atlanta defense at some point. But I think he's going to do a thing. I think RJ have a nice bounce back game. And I'm looking forward to quickly having a bounce back game, BX. I think he could be another factor in the way you make Trae Young play defense. You know what I mean? Quickly got that. He got the speed. He can get to the lane. He don't pick up his dribble. He keeps it down on the floor unless he has to. So I think between him and Derrick Rose, I really think they can make Trae Young really run around that court and, man, exalt some energy. And if we could do that, man, that might bode well for us in the second half. You know what I mean?
Right. What I got to see is, will Tom Thibodeau put Alfred Payton in a starting lineup to steal some minutes to gain minutes for Derrick Rose? I think he needs to continue to start him, despite the fact, yes, he's playing poorly, and we know the narrative. I think if he continues to start him and play him at least the first 7 or 5 minutes, or as a situation, if he's playing well, keep him out there so you can extend and keep Derrick Rose fresh. I'd rather have Derrick Rose closing out and playing more minutes in the second half than the first half. But also, you got to that's a narrative line you got to be afraid of, or a balance, because you don't want to be too down too much and expend too much energy on there. But I think also Julius Randle needs to be more aggressive. He needs to be aggressive offensively, getting to the paint, going and playing to get contact. Atlanta is not a physical team, despite the fact and learn how to do his readouts if he gets doubled, and know how to move the ball quickly around so that to get to the open shooters. That's going to be a big key going in the first half, getting in there and becoming a felicitator around and moving the ball if he's getting that quick double team. So and then our shooters got to make them pay in the first half. Reggie Bullock, has to make them pay, and when or anyone else that comes off the bench to play with him, RJ Barrett as well. And make them pay, and you'll see that the double team later down the road, then he could take over the game, in the third quarter. And because I'm thinking going forward, looking at the transition, the way these games are going, and actually we got almost like a 8-game sample. It looks more like it's Derrick Rose is taking over the mantle of the lead scorer of the team. It's like, on Burnley, it's like he's doing it with his play. He's becoming more athletic. Using also his wisdom, his savviness, and knowing when to go at full speed, when not to go at speed. He's getting a perfect balance, and I think that's why Taj Gibson got so emotional on that closing on that press conference, because he's seen the hard work that kid has put up from as a kid now to becoming a real good savvy veteran. So I think it's starting to be turning more towards a Rose, and it's like Rose got like unfinished business from 2010. When he got injured, he goes, I got unfinished business that I got to take care of. That's the way he's playing, the way it seems like it. So we have to keep an eye on Julius Randle. I think he's going to be more relaxed. I think the team is going to be more relaxed on the road. I think because there's not, there are not too many um, enthusiastic Knicks fans that they really want to put up a real good show for this fan base, for supporting them through the pandemic, through this first season that on the Thibodeau, the way the team the fans galvanized around this team and become a lovable team, and they just the players wanted to just give us a great show. And I think they became a little too aggressively shooting and working a little too hard. Now they're on the road, they can relax. They can get into that mentality, us versus the world mentality, on the road, hostile environment, which is really not going to be a hostile environment in my opinion, but they could put all that narrative in their head, and I think they'll be more focused as a team. And when they come out with the blue uniforms, the road uniforms, they'll go out there and play New York Knicks basketball. I think if they be physical, be gritty, and I think the Hawks will make mistakes that ultimately will prevail the Knicks to, dare I say, steal 2 games, or for sure. I think the minimum I see them winning 1 and taking home court back. I cannot see the Knicks losing 2 straight games down in Atlanta.
Yeah, I agree. Just speaking on the Derrick Rose thing, I agree with you 100%. And Rick V had a great point too. You got to use them wisely. You know what I mean? And I agree. We don't need them to start them. You can start Alpha Payton. That's fine. You know what I mean? We gotta make it happen, man. Salute Brooklyn Belly. Brooklyn Belly, we see you, my brother. Salute to you. Brooklyn Belly up in the chat. We gotta use Derrick Rose wisely, just like Rick V said, and not overextend them. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know what? Derrick Rose, he built for this stuff, man. I mean, despite what people may think, he conditioned real well. He's a real solid athlete. After everything he's been through, man. What impresses me is his mental is sharp. You know what I mean? His mental is real sharp. I listen to his press conferences, man. He's a real humble kid. You know what I mean? Young man. He's not a kid, but young man. I mean, excuse me. Derrick Rose, 32 years old, man. And I would love to see the Knicks bring him back on a nice deal, a couple of deals, not major. He earned to come back to the Knicks next year. You know what I mean? I would love to see the Knicks give him something, give him a reward, and bring him and Taj back. That they're gonna be centerpieces to this thing. I don't see the Knicks not bringing them 2 back. That's why they brought Taj back this year. And they brought him back on like a $1 million some dollar deal, whatever it can be, $2 million. I don't know what it is, but give him and Derrick Rose a little, especially getting us to the playoffs. I think you get rewarded for that. You know what I mean? So we'll see, man. We hope that, but Randall, Rose is definitely more suited to be the leader of the team, Brooklyn Belly. And the reason why I say that, because he's been around a long time. He know the game of basketball. He done been through the battles. He done been through the playoffs. He done been to the Eastern Conference Finals. He's been there. You know what I mean? Derrick Rose had a long, and anybody go through the things he went through in his career, the ups and downs, all the stuff he went through, it just builds your character to the next level. His character is crazy. You know what I mean? Because, this man went through it all. You know what I mean? Injuries, trades. And even the year he was here in New York, he had a good year. He was 18 a game. You know what I mean? Just that, the organization wasn't at his best behavior at the time. But he, Derrick Rose deserved to be the leader of the team in that standpoint, especially in the playoffs. I know Randall will come right to the occasion. I believe he's gonna bounce back and have a great game. And that to me what makes us dangerous, BS, is that we won that game and we almost won the other game. We didn't even play good, for 3 quarters or 4 quarters. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. And in the game 1 we lost. That was a RJ Barrett, maybe got the step that ball out of bounds for Donovich or another play here or there. We would have been up 2-0. So I'm not concerned at all going down to ATL tomorrow. I mean, I know playing on the road is different, but I think that's when the band of brothers come together. You know what I mean? I think the band of brothers come together on the road. They fighting for one another. The Big 15 are coming in. They're gonna get it popping. You know what I mean? So I think it's gonna be real fun tomorrow night. I hope everybody glued to it, man. We gonna be in there, saluting them from far, but it's gonna be ruckus though. You know what I mean? So I think it's gonna be awesome. I really want to see Quickly. Have a good game tomorrow. I think if he can have a bounce back game, him and Alex Burks and get loose tomorrow, and if Reggie Bullock do what he did last night, and Randall have his game, or RJ have a bounce back game, that game is over. I mean, I really believe that. And I like the way we shot the 3 ball in the second half, like with 7 for 10 in the third quarter, something like that. It was nice to see. You know what I mean? So I think we hitting our stride, man. It happened when them guys new to this. And Obi Toppin can keep giving us that energy and that bounce, man, and rebounding the way he is. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited for tomorrow. I think we go down to ATL and put on a good show tomorrow, man. We're gonna get their best tomorrow. You best believe it. It's gonna be hostile in there to a degree. We're gonna get their best. But I'm like Brooklyn Belly, man. I want that first game in ATL. Hey, Brooklyn Belly, I agree with you 100%, my brother. I want that first game in ATL. I think that sets the tone. I think if we get that first game in ATL, then you know what? I got a feeling we might walk out that joint with 2 wins and close it back out at the Garden. I'm hoping that's the case, man, because I just think we let that first one get away from us. You know, we didn't to come out that first game like that, not in that first quarter. You know what I mean? So I think they got, and then the last quarter, I think it's putting us back on the right track. You know, and like Tibbs say, only thing you can do is get better from here. You know what I mean? And I see that. So I think they're gonna have a good game tomorrow. It's gonna be popping tomorrow, man. I'm gonna be glued in front of my screen. I'm gonna be enjoying that one. But yeah, man, I think just the game tomorrow is gonna be exciting. It really is, man. I know the Knicks contingent gonna be in there, whether it's the fans, the owners. I heard Mike Woodson say he gonna be down there. I mean, everybody gonna be down there. You know what I mean? It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun game to watch. So we just gotta go in there and get it tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, I think they're going to just show their game. They're going to show up. Thibodeau's got them practice. I think they arrived today around 5 o'clock to Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. They should be. They already are in situated. I guarantee you, there's some high school. They're shooting. The bunch of guys right now. I guarantee right now. Late at night, they're somewhere in Atlanta shooting. They're playing. They're in the gym, getting their shots, getting their workouts in. I know the way they are, and that's why I see that I can't see them losing 2 games in Atlanta. At worst, they'll come back 1-1, and man, if they win tomorrow, which I think they will, I have a good feeling they're going to go in there and win that game. They'll be loose like cream corn on game 4, and the shooting will be more concentrated. They'll put up a real good game. If they win that game 3, they'll be really loose, and you'll see like another type of level that the Knicks will go to. You know, they won't. You know, they'll be so much relaxed, and that's all going to help them because if they go to Atlanta and win those 2, they'll come back to home to the Garden more relaxed and ready to embrace and ready to close the show out properly this time in front of that 15,000 plus fans in there. And man, it's exciting. I like what Thibodeau is doing. The adjustments he did for this second game. He learned from the first game. You know, he made the adjustments, capitalized on the Atlanta Hawks coaching blunders or his coaching philosophy, and Thibodeau capitalized. And like I always said, Divine, our bench in the league is one of the best, or not the best bench in the association. I always said it. We've been saying it in Knicks Root Talk for months now. I love our bench and I love our coaching staff. You know, our bench is one of the best bench. Even the deep bench. You know, those guys, they're phenomenal. You know, just cheering on the team, getting their spirit, the morale up, seeing a point of view, pointing out things that they could see on the court that they're behind and watching and giving that advice. You gotta love it. You gotta love the emergence of everyone from our rookies. You know, what can we say? Goosebumps are still running through my arms about when I think about Obi Toppin and the Garden cheering him and his mom. You know, his mom just
yeah, that was beautiful.
Beautiful. Burst a tear. That's what every parent wants their child to do. Excel and exceed, and then in that level and being forefront and there is wonderful. As a parent, I'm telling you, that's a wonderful feeling. And you gotta and big up to Obi Toppin and putting in the work, not giving up, and still going forward. And Thibodeau's got a monster there. Thibodeau is building a monster in Obi Toppin because he could shoot the 3, he could space the floor, he has hops, athleticism. Just stay away from injuries. If he stays away from injuries, man, he could be even better than Amari Stoudemire, dare I say, and he could be really good, and really, really good player, and sky's the limit to that for that kid, and he's putting in the work. And Emmanuel quickly, I think he's gonna have a good bounce back game. You're my guy, your guy. We love our rookies. We love them. We know that they're gonna start shooting, and you guarantee Alex Burke is not gonna have 10 points again. Alex Burke will have something like 20 plus points closing out, and you'll see. Yeah, you'll see that we haven't had the best offensive game of the Knicks yet because they're a little bit, they were a little jittery. But wait until they relax. Wait until they get rolling. We'll be seeing because we all know that they're going to hold the Hawks close to either under 100 or 104. The max on a bad game. It's up to their offense. They go surpass that, they're going to win. So I like our chances in Atlanta.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Me too, man. I'm confident in that possibility there because I just think that they got past these two games, and they really showed me some of that resiliency. They're real resilient. You know what I mean? They bounced back. They stayed in there. They stayed competitive. They didn't let the moment get to them, man. They just said we got to pick this thing up. They went into halftime and made it happen. Rick V said every time Obi does anything that he captivates the crowd, he brings so much energy in any shot he hits or dunk he makes to get the crowd rocking. Absolutely, Rick V, I agree with you, man. He's electrifying dude, man. Him, they love him and quickly in New York, man. And just like they love RJ Barrett, you know what I mean? They appreciate them young guys putting in hard work like that, and so do we. You know what I mean? And I think it's going to show, man. Obi Toppin going to be special. I mean, I can see it in his game, bro. He now, now he's starting to see what it is to play in New York, especially in that first game when he got that dunk and he just flexed when he went down court. Now he's starting to play with that raw emotion that we wanted him to play with and during the season. And now he knows that you got to go hard down here. You got to have that energy, that passion, and I think he's starting to display that, in his game. And I think it really bode well for him, man. Once he off in the off season come here, watch by the time he come back next year. And now he can go to summer league. You know what I mean? He can have. They might say, "Oh, we just go to summer league," to get some more, game time playing and work on your defense, work on other things. Man, he's gonna be special when you come back next year. So I'm looking forward to Obi Toppin, second year with New York Knicks, man. I think he's gonna really bring something to the table, and I think people are gonna be really see what he really supposed to have been. And what he could be, and I think he's gonna emerge real next year as one of the better players than he be. I think his most improved player award might see him popping up there somewhere if we get it going the right way. So I'm excited about that. I got a lot of confidence and a lot of hope for Obi Toppin. And I always did, even when the first beginning of the season, man. I had to be down on NBK and I had to be arguing with guy. Man, listen, he came into the league. The man got a foot injury, been off the first game of the season, he got injured. You know what I mean? In basketball, the game of rhythm, you have to take time to get your rhythm back. You got to get into the flow. You have to, and I think that's just prime example of what happened with them guys yesterday. You know what I mean? They had to get into a rhythm. You know what I mean? And that'd be special. I like that, Kibit. I agree with you, man. They can run that offense through him in summer league, absolutely. You know what I mean? For sure. And then let him be the featured guy in summer league. And I think that'd be special too, because nothing like getting time to play. You know what I mean? And I think he's gonna really be well going there. But yeah, man, the Knicks dwelling in Atlanta in the ATL tomorrow, man. We going out there to get it popping, going there to fire up that joint and put Atlanta on notice to win that game tomorrow, man. We got to make it happen. We want to go up 2-1, get that home court advantage back, get the ball back in our favor, man, and then go in there Sunday 1:00 and try to steal it, man. We come back out of ATL with a sweep. You know what I mean? It is gonna look real nice, man. So let's go down there and get these things popping, man. Get these boys to business. Bring that New York City gritty committee style basketball down there. That hard nosed defense. Now it seems like they're gonna be hitting that 3 ball. I think they about to really start getting ready to hit that 3 ball. And it's hard on the road, but I think they're gonna be. I think they getting the rhythm to be able to do that, though. So we got to make it happen down there, man. And I think we're gonna go in there and get that done. I think tomorrow the Knicks go in there in Atlanta and win that game, guys. Now we're gonna put them on their heels. Now we go down. They go now. The pressure gonna be on them. If we win that game tomorrow, now the pressure's on them. Now are you gonna be able to maintain your home court, or you lose that game and then you go back to the Garden and it's over. So that's what they at. That's what they up against. You know what I mean? So they gotta bring their A game to the fullest tomorrow, because if Knicks win that game, that's gonna be a little like okay, wow, we gave home court back to these guys, man, and I agree with Kibit, man. We get the sweep, game over. We get the sweep in Atlanta, game over. You know what I mean? Yes, sir, Kibit, good call, brother. I agree to 100%. Then we go back to the Garden and close that out, man. That would be nice too, because we know Philadelphia got a chance to do the same thing. We want to make sure we got enough time to rest and practice too going into the second round. So I think it's going to be real important that we go in there and handle that and make it happen, man. And I think that's what we're going to do. and we're gonna bring G Money in a minute, man. But let me get him pay some bills and get this thing popping. Then we'll be back in a minute, guys. 30. Salute Knicks Real Talk, the night show, Divine Bronx, Jedi 76. We got my man G Money just chimed in on the panel. Salute G Money to you, see you, my brother. But yeah, man, we here, man. Knicks Real Talk, the night show, man. We had Knicks going over the recap last night. Knicks come back with a gritty performance. The New York City Gritty Committee comes back in the third, fourth quarter to close that thing out, man. So salute to the Knicks for battling, staying competitive, man. Tied the series up 1-1. So we dwell in the ATL tomorrow. We going down there to get it. We're gonna try to get this W. I like what I seen, and like I was telling BS earlier, I love the way Tom Thibodeau made them adjustments in the second half. Some of the things we might don't like about, we got to give him credit for what he do right. He definitely made a good choice by putting Derrick Rose in that game in the second half, and then also putting Reggie Bullock on Trae Young. You know what I mean? I think that was so awesome, man. So salute to Tom Thibodeau. Great job for doing that, man. Salute to the chat. You already know what it is. Salute to everybody out there on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, wherever you dwelling in from, man. Check out the show. Salute to y'all. And G Money, what up, man? Talk to me, brother. How'd you enjoy the game yesterday?
What's going on? We were Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde out there. I can say in the first half, we couldn't hit anything to save our life. In the second half, the ball movement was much more improved. You know, the defense clamped up, and also Taj Gibson with his hustle. Also, Rose hit some clutch floaters, clutch big baskets, and Reggie Bullock hit a clutch time 3 to put us up by 5. And Julius Randle, even though he struggled offensively for himself, he did other things like playmaking, like find the open man, and he had to give and go for Taj for the vicious monster mash to put us up by 7 and close the game up for good. And what's so astounding, we hold the Hawks to 1 point the final 5 minutes. The game was tied. The game was tied. It looked like, oh boy, here we go again. But thank God we closed the game out. Because this is my opinion. If we would have lost that game, that series would have been over. Because it would have been hard for us to win in Atlanta twice. So that's what I'm saying. So the defense clamped up after we were down by 15. And also the bench stepped up. And that's what it is. And Thibs made the right adjustments. Taking Alfred Payton out of the starting lineup in the second half to put in Rose and Taj.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. BS, what you think, man? Give me some of your thoughts on that performance yesterday. Just to recap.
Yeah, you broke that down really good there with G Money. You also forgot they closed out a 10-1 run. The game they closed the game at a 10-1 run. Phenomenal. The defense, all those numbers are on point. When the Knicks play their game, they're pretty much unstoppable, you know. And once everybody buys in, and Taj Gibson, he didn't halfway play the pick and roll with Trae Young. He kept up going forward. He didn't usually for game 1. The adjustment was he was backpedaling and he was getting caught with the floater, but no, he kept going forward. He took the ability to take the floater out, and they moved Trae Young to the left. Even though by the time Trae Young made the adjustment to try to go back to the right, the shot clock was down. You know, so it was really key. I said earlier that the Atlanta Hawks didn't want no part of coming into the paint. They didn't want any of that physicality after that flagrant foul. And it showed in the fourth quarter. They just wanted to rely on the jump shooting team, and they wanted to be shooting. And that's with a hobble. Nolan's Noel. He's still dealing with that ankle. He's not 100%, you know. And just think if he was 100%, you know, they and actually I told you before the playoffs started, the scouting report with Nolan's Noel, if he continues showing that dominance in the paint, he's going to start making teams a jump shooting team, because you come into the paint with him and Gibson, you get a lot of blocks. And it's funny because the stats is a little backwards. It showed that the Hawks had more block shots than the Knicks. But it felt like the Knicks had a bigger impact on the shot blocking ability and intimidation factor than the Hawks, which is kind of funny how numbers and stats could be misleading sometimes. And we just gotta see that these two guys, these veterans that Thibodeau's gone with down the stretch, they're not leaving him there. They're going through a whole wall. This is a bunch of professionals that are, yes, they're not the sexiest or supposedly the almost talented, but they're a hell of a unit when they come all together. You know, when they play all together and they sync in the same page, that's a hell of a unit, man. That's unstoppable. You know, unbeatable. If they play, you know, continue playing as a team and knowing the right. I was saying earlier, as long as they go rotate and know the proper rotations, the right time to rotate and switch and communicate, that defense is on lockdown, and you gotta like that.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and for me, that's real important. They haven't even got the best of the Knicks yet. They haven't even got half of what I don't think they got not even an eighth of what the Knicks could do. You think about R.J. Barrett yesterday, quickly. Imagine these guys. Alec Burks had a better game than he had. Randall had a better game than he had. Sooner or later, it's all going to click. And if it click, it's a wrap. I think the Knicks go down there and win that game tomorrow night, get the home court advantage back. I think we beat 2-1. If we win that game Sunday, it's over.
Oh, it's over in 5 if we win. I say we get a split. I say we win tomorrow, and I think we may lose Sunday. Because here's what I'm sorry for interrupting, Devon. I apologize.
No,
because it's rare you see both. It's rare you see home teams lose both games. That's what I'm saying, and I just think both teams are so evenly matched. That is why I don't see us winning both in Atlanta. I think we get a split though. And here's the thing: the Hawks missed a lot of makeable shots down the stretch of the game. If they made them, who knows where we'd be at right now, but the defense clamped up. So if I had to be a better man, I say we win tomorrow, but we may lose Sunday. That's my guess.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much what everybody would do.
Yeah, real quick, those shots they even it out. Some of them go in. It all evens out because we could have said the same thing about Game 1 for the New York Knicks, Divine. A lot of our shots were missing. That usually goes in for us. So that kind of thing is part of the game. It's part of the situation. They go in. Some of them go in squad. Like that shot that Bogdanovich just hit with 55 seconds in Game 1, where R.J. Barrett was falling behind and was falling out of bounds, and he didn't establish himself into the inbounds, and he hit that 3-pointer that we talked about that was clutch. So if he misses that, we're talking about a different story. So it's a lot of things that those things that tend to even it out, Divine. I just wanted to say that real quick.
Yeah, I agree. I agree because that's just basketball. You know, just like he might make some when he made that then, but you're gonna miss some. You know, nobody can shoot 100 out of 100 jump shots. You know what I mean? So even if you're wide open, nobody's that lethal of a shooter other than Steph Curry and all them. Nobody can shoot 100 jump shots straight and going. So I mean, you know, that's part of the game. I think we live with that, and that's the same way I feel about our team too. You know what? Imagine if Julius Randle would have did this, we wouldn't even be. It would have been a different game too. You know what I mean? So that, you know, that's why I just think that you got to roll with the way the game is. Whatever happens in the game, it happened for a reason. You know what I mean? Because like they would have hit them game like G Money said, they would have hit them 3. It might have been a different game. But then you took it on the flip side. If Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, and Emmanuel Quickly was hitting theirs, that probably wouldn't even matter. You know what I mean?
True.
So it's like a wash thing there. You know what I mean? But I'm looking forward to that game tomorrow. But I do believe to have 91-91 and give only score 1 point. I think that 5 minutes. That's the New York City Gritty Committee defense. That the reason why we up in the top echelon of basketball right now all season long because of things like that. And I think that I'm like Reggie Bullock, man. Reggie Bullock, like, listen, they with that. Hey, they ready to go down there. I think you beat Atlanta and you did not get our best game. We lost to them by 2 points. You did not get our best game. I got a feeling Randall dropped 30 tomorrow. I think Randall dropping 30. I think that last quarter he found his rhythm, and he's been like that, you know, his whole career. And you know, coming out of the All-Star break this year, no rhythm. Take a game or two to get back in sync. You know what I mean? When we had them layoffs. But I think from when I looked at the way he looked in that that fourth quarter yesterday, seemed like he found his rhythm. You know what I mean? And when you're a big guy like he is, muscle bound type guy like that, it takes a while to get the finesse going because you know when you're a strong guy, you deal with a lot of not finesse. You're not a finesse type player. And sometimes shooting the basketball could be a finesse with that wrist and everything. So let's hope he get ready to get on his grind. And RJ gonna have a bounce back. I just want to see Quickly tomorrow. I think if Quickly going to ATL tomorrow, and have a bounce back game, knock down a couple of trades, get a floater in there, and run that thing. If him and Derrick Rose can put pressure on Trae Young to make him play defense, I think we're gonna be in good shape tomorrow. We just got to make them cats play some defense, make Trae Young run around a little bit. The man is going to be a superstar. He's a talented player. Can't take nothing from him. You know what I mean? But you also got to make him fight on the other end too. You know what I mean? And I think that's what we need to do to John Collins. Only one to me that I worry about on the defense down there is Hunter and Clint Capella. I'm not concerned about the rest of them. You know what I mean? So I think if we make them get on a scrap on the defense, and I think we got a good chance of really coming out to tomorrow winning that game. Reggie Bullock, salute to you. The turning point of the game last night, that flagrant foul on DeAndre Hunter, turning point of the game. It wasn't malicious, but it was a hard foul. You know, and they needed that, man. That was nice to see last night for sure. So we just got to go and get it, man. Go get that thing popping. Yeah, but on the other note, man, the Obi Toppin thing, man. What a game for that boy yesterday, man. Oh my goodness.
OB, he was huge. Had the vicious jam, hit it free at the left corner.
Oh man,
and he was hustling. OB did it. He played with his heart, and you saw his mom was crying tears of joy because he was playing his butt off, man. Like I said, our bench has been great all season and in this playoffs. Though without our bench, we would not be in this situation. Our bench is phenomenal. Quigley struggled last night, but Rose was attacking the rack. Obi was hustling. Taj got offensive rebounds and had vicious dunks, and that's what happened. And like you guys said, Thibs finally had an open mind to understand that Elfrid Payne that we need to get a lineup change, and he finally put Rose and Taj in the starting lineup in the second half to help our offense and even our defense improve, though, because Atlanta loves to stretch that floor. But what we also did is swarm the perimeter. We didn't allow the Hawks to get – I know they missed some wide open shots, but we didn't allow the Hawks to get a lot of wide open shots like they did in game one.
Right. And also the containment of Lou Williams. They contained him better this game. Going forward, they contained him much more. They didn't let him. You know, I saw when he first hit the first two floaters, like, oh boy, it's a repeat of game one. He's gonna end. No, they did a better job. A lot of the shots didn't go in, and that was a big key on closing out the third quarter, Divine.
Yeah, absolutely. It was absolutely right. To shut down Lou Williams, to calm him down, and the way they did that, man. John Collins, look how many points he had. I mean, you know, you talk about somebody who talking about they want a max contract. He didn't look like a max last night, though. He'd probably bounce back in ATL, but they had him frustrated from the door with the fouls. You know what I mean? He was out of sync from and even Gallinari. I think people don't understand. You get up in Gallinari's face, make him put that ball on the floor. It is over. You know what I mean? You just got to get in his grill. All he got is that 3-point shot. He ain't the young Gallinari who can get around and go to the basket and dunk on you sometime. I don't think he's that type of player now. So I think that was a great job the way they stayed up his face a little bit, and he missed a couple of open shots. So we live with that, just like our guys miss open shots as well. But I think our defense is gonna set the tone tomorrow night. I think we know what we need to do now. All we gotta do is guard that 3-point line. And guard the 3-point line and don't let Trae Young get in that lane too much. It's hard. It's easier said than done. Like I said, he's a real good talent. He's real crafty and he's savvy with the basketball. So he's gonna get his points. If Trae Young get his 30, you make sure everybody else don't run him up. You know what I mean? And I think that's the whole key to the game. Trae Young gonna be Trae Young. He's gonna get his. But that means that the mother cats, you can't let John Collins get 20. You can't let Luke Wills get 18. You're gonna have to stop the rest of them. Yeah, and I think if we do that, man, I think we'll be in good shape. So, but yeah, what a gritty performance, man. Way to hang in there. That place was electric though last night, man. That New York City was on fire last night. I'm like, that Garden is unbelievable. It's just so unbelievable, man. And it's so good to see after all these years. And Knicks fans come out like that even when we have losing season. You know, they show up at the Garden, stay sold out. So, you know, like I said, we got the best fans in the world, man. And we just got to keep this thing going and go down to the ATL, get this nice victory, man, and get our home court advantage back. Then now the series goes down to what? You know, now it's back to what, 4 games now. Best out of 4.
Was the best out of 3, 4. Best out of 5.
If we win
Right.
tomorrow,
If we win tomorrow, we'll be a best out of 4. But here's what we need
yeah,
to do.
that's what I
We
mean.
got to jump at Atlanta. We can't keep digging ourselves holes. I know we won the game last night, but we got to jump at Atlanta, and we got to put them
Absolutely.
down. We can't keep digging ourselves these early holes and keep fighting back because it's a lot of energy. Because it's not going to work on the road. Atlanta's not. It's not going to work on the road. So we got to work on that. And like you said, we did a good job containing John Collins, getting him frustrated. We did a good job containing Clint Capella and not let him get offensive tip-ins. And we did a good job being physical with Lou Will in game 2, and that's why we tied up the series. And I thought we did a good job watching out for Bogey in the second half after he got loose a little bit in game 1 and in the first half. And that's why, we got back in the series, though. And here's the thing. Nick McMillan helped us by resting Trae Young a little too early in the fourth quarter.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. They
well,
capitalized.
that's what I
They
mean.
capitalized.
Capitalize on it. Yeah, and that's what we got to do. When you got a chance, you got to capitalize. Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's like in pressure situations like that, nobody's perfect. Not even Pop, not even Pat Riley, not even Phil Jackson. You know what I mean? Everybody gonna do something that might not pan out at a certain time. So I think it's a give or take lead. You know what I mean? You give it to take it. You win some, you lose some. But the most important thing that the Knicks always got to do, they just always compete. That's what I can actually say. You can have bad games on offense, but if you're competing on a defense end, you might catch that break. To me, that's what happened yesterday. We competed enough in that game to Julius Randle caught fire a little bit. You know what I mean? And if your defense keep you there, your offense can help bring you home. And I think that's what happened yesterday. That our defense in that second half locked it up, kept us there, and then Julius Randle and Derrick Rose on board his home, man, and Todd and the rest of the crew. So what a gutty win yesterday. And we move on to the next one, which is tomorrow night. But we really need that, man. But yeah, I just want to get on that Obi Toppin thing. Listen, man, that man go to Summer League. We just talked about it earlier in the show. Watch when he go to Summer League. Watch next year. That kid gonna be special. He's gonna be special, bro. I mean, he got the makeup of a good NBA player. He can shoot the ball from deep. He got athleticism. He can get to the middle. And I liked when he went to that when he got fouled yesterday, the way he went there, he was about to rock that too. It's like a rocket, like a finger. Yeah. You like to see that, man. And I think him and Quickly gonna be special on the Knicks next year, man. And we got 4 four draft picks this year. Woo! Yep. I mean, they got 4 draft picks, 2 in the first round, 2 seconds. You got almost 40-50 million in cap space, depending on what they do. It's gonna be an exciting year for the Knicks, man. I think now we're gonna become the hunted now. You know what I mean? Now people gonna be like, okay, we know what y'all did last year, so the Knicks gonna have it more tougher next year. So that's why they need to make sure they upgrade the roster and make it better, because teams gonna be coming after them now, because they know they done put themselves on the map now. You know what I mean? We here. You know what I mean? So now I think next year a lot of people gonna be like, okay, now when they come into Madison Square Garden, they know what to expect now. And then when Knicks go on the road, they like, oh, Knicks coming to town. You know what I mean? Watch out, we better be on our A game, because their defense is critical. You know what I mean? So I think that's gonna be real important next year at BX. But I like what Obi Toppin doing right now. I love the way he went from coming in, having a rough, but it's a process. You know what I mean? It is a process. The maturation doesn't happen overnight. You know what I mean? You got to work at that, man. I think he stayed confident all season. He didn't lose hope. Tibbs didn't lose hope in him. They said, listen, man, this guy got something. He got hustle energy. He's always hustling. He's never, even though he might not have everything mentally right now with the NBA, but the guy is always at a certain level. You never seen him slowing down the court. He always had one good speed. And that's the reason why Kevin Knox don't play, because they don't have they not never at that same speed all the time. They might get lax, or they might lag a bad play. They might hold their head down. Obi Toppin, I know when something go wrong, he'd be like, he'd point to himself, or he said my bad or whatever. But he learned how not to get frustrated and just go on to the next play. And I'm really excited about that, be at the way he's getting down right now.
Yep, absolutely. Obi Toppin, I want to know if I think he's going to work on his ball handling skills. I think he's not that bad of a ball handler. I'm not saying he's a point guard or guard handle, but I think he handles the ball pretty decent. Especially his passing. Just think of it when he gets more comfortable in the league. A year of summer camp, working on certain things, on footwork and other things, he's going to be a problem, because he could pass that ball. and he's got athleticism that he's also going to be a defensive problem blocking shots. I think he's going to average like maybe one block shot a game in the upcoming future. So it's going to be interesting to see that, and it's going to be interesting the way he's going to fulfill and fill out the stats. And it's going to be really good to see how how they're going to work with him in the offseason. I know that I'm pretty sure they got an offseason program ready and what they want to work on, and maybe it might even change.
Times that they're going to get swept, but man,
I'm hearing somebody's feedback coming in.
They beat the same franchise last season.
Hey, G Money, I think you got feedback in your set.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So what you think? What you think about Obi? G Money, how you like the brother's game coming from the beginning to now?
Obi's he's improving. He started off a little bit slowly, then second half of the season in the playoffs, he's really found his own. He's shooting the 3-ball much better, putting much more arc in the shot. He's athletic. He's hustling. He's not a great defender, but he's playing a little bit of defense in the second half of the season. And he's tough, man. Obi is tough, man. And next season and for years to come, he's going to be a stud, man. And that's why Obi Toppin has improved. He started off a little bit slowly, really due to the fact of trying because he was in over his head a little bit. But then in the second half of the season, he's starting to find himself shooting the ball more confidence, attacking the rack, playing stronger defense. And like you said, he's a good ball handler. He's not a guard or anything, like you said, BX Jedi, but he's a good ball handler. And he's playing with so much confidence now. And don't be surprised if game 3 or game 4, he gets a double-digit scoring game. Don't be surprised.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I agree with you, brother. I agree with you on that one 100%. He's due for one. And I, you know what? I'm almost to the point now. I want to see him and Randall, and whether it's Todd or just add for a minute. Maybe they bring him in at the 3 one time and leave Randall in there. With Obi Toppin, Randall, whoever at that 5 spot. I would love to see that, man. I think that'd be something crazy to see, bro. And you might have Derrick Rose and quickly in there, or oh my God, that fast break would be crazy. So, but it'd be nice to see, man. I'm happy with Obi. That was my man when they drafted. I was happy with the draft. I'm like, that cat, man. He was a Dayton, man. I understand his college, but that kid's special. He's a special ball player, man. He got talent, and I'm glad we got him. And next year, I think his minutes go. It's going to be interesting next year for him too, because I wonder how that and the Randall thing going to work. Because you got to give Obi Toppin 20 minutes or better next year. There's no way you can get that guy the amount of minutes they give him now, and especially if he's going to keep developing like that. So that's going to make for an interesting all season for the Knicks. Do you keep him at the 6 man, or do you say if he develop, as a popular he could start here, start there, because he's a problem. You know what I mean? He's a problem with that athleticism. So I'm dying to see what they're going to do for him next year. That's really going to be real interesting. What the Knicks do with Obi Toppin next year, and I think Leon Rose done got something for him, man. I just think that when you get an 8th pick like that, and you put him in all season long, Obi Toppin played. You know what I mean? Except for when he was injured in the beginning of the year, and and even when he had his ups and downs, they said keep fighting through it. And they did, and now it's starting to come to the forefront. You know what I mean? And I think that was real interesting that the Knicks stuck with that guy, and I'm happy with that, because sometimes people give up on people too quick. You know what I mean? They give up on guys too quick. You know what I mean? Everybody got a different maturation process. Take some people longer than the other guy. You know what I mean? But, through their talent, they can get there. And I think they did that with Obi Toppin this year, and I think they're going to reap the benefits from that. I really do. So salute to him, man. But, yeah, man, what a gutsy performance. Salute to the chat, man. Frank, Kibbit, P. Ramos, Rick V, Brooklyn Belly, everybody up in here, man, who's in here, man. Appreciate y'all chiming in, man. Y'all already know the deal, man. Sergeant G, man, for life in the building. And so we just got to get it popping, man. We got to go in there and get this thing in ATL, man, and get this W and get back our home court advantage. That's all we fight for. That's the main thing. Is to try to get that home court advantage back. And then if we leave ATL 2-2, then it's a best of 3 series. 2 at the MSG and 1 at there. But I like I said, I just feel something different, man. Like I understand that this can happen. I feel something different, man. I just think that the Knicks can go. I really believe the Knicks might go around there and get these 2. And that's just me, just my opinion. It's actual facts. That's just the spirit that's feeling to me. That I think they haven't got the best of the Knicks yet.
Right.
And sometime, and like I got even with the LA game and the LA game in Phoenix Suns. The worst thing Phoenix could have did was let the LA Lakers win at Phoenix. I think that's going to be a wrap. Especially with Chris Paul being injured.
The Suns
I think
needed
that's
game two. If Phoenix had to win this series, they had to have game two. Like with CP3 being banged up, lacking size, still G man. With the Suns lacking experience, I don't see the Suns win the series. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. When they go back to Phoenix, they'll probably be down 3-1. I don't see them winning a game in Staples. They'll probably win game 5, in my opinion. And I think they're losing 6 games. And speaking of, and also Miami's getting walloped by Milwaukee 173. So yeah, I think Miami might get swept out of the playoffs.
Yep.
I have a feeling.
Yeah. Well, first of all, let me get the Obi Toppin jerseys up in here one more time. Throw them up, y'all two. Throw them up. Y'all already know. You already know. That's right. Man, listen. Obi Toppin got it popping, brother. Last night he was in there. I love it. I love Obi Toppin's game out. That cat gonna be a monster next year, yo. He gonna be special. He gonna be special. Salute, G-Man. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, as always, man, thank you for having me on the panel. It's always a good time when I'm able to come in here and fellowship with you guys and talk the things that we love to talk about, that Knicks basketball, right? That's the thing that brings us all together. Salute, G-Money.
Salute, G-Man.
So, real quick, and I'm not going to turn this into – everyone knows how I feel about Obi, right? Everybody knows. I left there's nothing left with imagination about that, right? So what I would say is this. I'm not going to turn this into an Obi Toppin love fest, but what I will say is this. A couple observations about my man Obi. So he and I heard you guys, I was in the chat listening to you guys commentary. He has matured from he had two steps in his maturation process. Coming out of college, straight into the NBA, you were drafted to replace the dude now that is our main key point of offense on this Knicks team. So arbitrarily, you would, in the Knicks mindset, before they figured out what Randall was going to be this year, they were going to, ease, same thing they kind of doing with Alfred Payton right now, right? Ease Randall's minutes back and kind of phase Obi in. So at the beginning of the season, they still wasn't sure what Randall was going to be. So that was still the game plan. Obi gets hurt. So now Obi has to rehab. So not only are you a rookie coming out of college with minimum playing time, but now you're hurt. So whatever you picked up when you first came in and that game plan, you got to shelf all that. And then you got to go back and try to figure out how to play ball again. And then what are my skill sets and if and how this injury is going to affect me. The good part about him is he's still young. So his bones heal a little bit quicker and a little bit better than somebody my age. Because I'm telling you right now, if I had that injury, it'd have been game ending, baby. You've been getting the press conference right now saying G-Man for life, retired from the sport. I'm telling you. But then we take post-injury, after he rehabs, he comes back in, and Tibbs has a plan for him. So even though, to G-Money's point, even though when he came in the game, he was spelling Randall, and he didn't look that good. But I had a feeling about Obi, right? You ever been interacting with somebody, you watch somebody do something, and you say, you know what? That individual right there may not be good right now, but I'm gonna keep the faith. I'm gonna keep working with him. I'm gonna keep putting him in situations that he can succeed and see what happens. And that's what Tibbs did with the guy. And it's ironic that his best game, he had a good game against. I can't remember who it was against, but he scored 12 points that game.
Yeah, Oklahoma City early in the year.
It was Oklahoma. It was Oklahoma City. Yep. So and so that shows you that what that potential is, not the ceiling, but what the potential is. But it's ironic that he manifests all this work and effort that he's put in throughout the season. It manifests here in the playoffs. When people usually tell you that the playoffs is the big stage, the lights are brighter, the intensity is ramped up way more than it needs to be. And people generally can't handle that. But with Randall, with Obi and IQ, man, those guys don't even know the best thing for them is they don't know what to expect. You don't know what you don't know. So the only thing I know is I'm a basketball player. I play for the New York Knicks. So during this stretch of time, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna play ball. And that's what he's doing. And he's got that it factor for Knicks
Yeah.
fans. 15,000 screaming Knicks fans, screaming your name, the floor shaking, your mama in the crowd crying because they scream your name. Come on, man. That's a storybook right there. You can't make this stuff up.
Right. You can't make that up.
Yeah,
bro.
You're
right, brother. Yes, sir. That was beautiful to see, man.
It was
beautiful to see.
It was. I think what people get confused when people start talking about Obi, right? So the first thing, and this is what I love about being a New York Knicks fan, right? So my contemporaries out there would tell me, gee, man, Obi Toppin has only played, he got 8 points in 12 minutes. What's that to be excited about? Okay, so I would tell my contemporaries with that line of question and that line of thinking, you are a glass half empty type person, right? So I'm not going to try to change your beliefs. I'm not going to try to change the way that you view the world. I'm not. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up this little black book right here, right? Pick up my little black book. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to get my ink pen. I'm going to write your name down. So when Obi is that person that I know he's going to be, we're going to have this conversation again. And I'm not going to let you forget. I'm taking all receipts.
We're taking all receipts, brother. That's
every one of them.
All receipts.
Every
all
one.
Receipts.
So I say all that to say this. Hold on, I got to. When I say certain stuff, I got to get in the frame, right? Better be careful what you say about Obi Toppin, because I'm watching you. I'm telling you right now.
No, you heard it first, Sergeant.
Mean what you say what you mean. But I'm watching you. That's all I got to say about that.
And think about it. Hey, G-Man, here's the crazy thing. They talking about 8 points in 12 minutes. So if you do that per 36 minutes, that's 24 points a game.
Hello.
Come
on, man. Stop playing. Stop playing with me right
now. Real. Per 36 minutes, Obi Toppin 24 points a game, I take it all day.
All day long. And that's 24 points right now. Come on.
Yep.
Come on.
And he rebounded the way he rebounded too. He probably gonna be hitting 7 to 8 boards. If Obi Toppin next year can get a Knicks, RJ Barrett's rookie season numbers, 14 and something. 14. I think Obi Toppin gonna get 15 and 7 next year. Because I think his minutes gonna go up.
It's interesting that you say that. This is what I think is going to happen with Obi. Again, this is predicated on just my gut, right? I'm looking on what the needs are for the Knicks right now. So usually what happens is, think about around your house, right? And y'all got to forgive me for these analogies. That's just kind of how I operate.
No, go ahead, brother.
You look at the things around your house, right? So you have let me see, what's a good object in your house that everyone TV. You got a good TV. You got a good 55-inch screen TV. It's not the 4K, the ultra high def, but it's a good TV. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with the TV. So are you going to go out just for the sake of buying a new TV and go get you another? I'm not saying that you're going to upgrade now. All I'm saying is you're going to go out and spend money on a new 55-inch screen TV. I can see if you will upgrade. I can understand that. But you're going out and buy essentially the same thing that you got right now and spend more money on it. You're not going to do that. That's not how most people are built. I say all that to say this, and this is how I bring this back around to what we're talking about right now. The Knicks have a need for a person at the 3 position. We need to upgrade that position. We've said it over and over. 2 positions that we're concerned about: the point guard position and the number 3 position. Right. So, is it more feasible for you to go out and spend draft picks and all this other stuff to get someone that's unproven that could come in with, bad habits, or could be a bad fit for the chemistry of the team, or whatever the case may be? Or would you take someone that's still young, raw, athletic talent and teach them how to play that position at a good clip? Which one would you do? I'm telling you right now. Somebody, I need to call Leon Rose right now. I'm telling you right now. Me and Leon need to have a conversation because I'm telling you
Let me get his number.
yeah. Look,
Let me find his number.
you ain't even got. Look, Leon a busy man. Just tell Leon to hit me up because I don't want to be, leaving voicemails all on his phone all day and he don't never get back to me. Then I feel it a certain kind of way, right? So let Leon know that. Go ahead and hit me up. We can have a conversation. But I think during the off season, they need to look more of transitioning Obi from that backup 4 position to the starting 3 position. So
I agree. I was saying that earlier. I agree.
Then you got look. Imagine this. Randall, Obi, Rose, RJ, and Mitch on the floor at the same time. Salute. Now, everybody's healthy. Everybody's engaged. Everybody's got Tibbs' game plan. Come on now. Just the athleticism that you're going to get from a healthy Mitch, the athleticism that you're going to get from a hungry Obi Toppin, the hunger and energy that you're going to get from a Julius Randle, and emerging. And again, we got to continue to give RJ some time to go ahead and develop his game and be what he can be. So, and then on top of that, you got the floor general out there starting it off. So you got 2 things happening in that position. I ain't forgot the starting point guard position now. So let me tell you how that's going to work. So what we do is we bring Derrick Rose back. Derrick Rose is the anchor at the 1 position. So pending getting another point guard in here or another potential point guard, what I'm doing at this point is I'm saying Derrick Rose, meet IQ. IQ, meet Derrick Rose. IQ, I want you to be in Derrick Rose's hip pocket everywhere he go, everything that he does. If he stops at the concession stand to get an ice cream cone and he get vanilla, you better get vanilla. If he get it without the sprinkles on it, you better get it without the sprinkles on it. I need you to understand everything that this man does so that when he comes out, because you're going to have to spell Derrick Rose. He talked about it in his post-press conference the other day. I'm 32 years old. When you're 32 years old, you got to warm up a little bit different when you start, right? But Tibbs had to have a replacement or somebody coming off the bench to spell Derrick Rose that he's confident in that can come in and give him those good minutes. That's how that has to happen. So I say all that to say this again. I'm going to bring it right back around now. Here we go. Derrick Rose starts. So you got Derrick Rose, RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, Mitch, and who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting
Randall.
Randall. How did I forget Randall? Good Lord. What's going on with my brain right now? So this is your starting 5. This is your nucleus. And you bring them out and they start running people out of the gym, running people out of the gym. So when you start piecemealing, so no longer will we have to sub the entire second unit in to get offensive productivity because you got the guys on the floor that's giving it to you right now. But when these guys do come in, you don't have any fall off. And that's on both sides of the ball. Some people are going to be a little bit more aggressive and better playing on the defensive side, but that's a part of that Tibbs training as well. So you already know Tibbs not really looking to put you on the floor if you're not contributing on the defensive end, period. I don't care if you come in there and shoot 100 for 100 every night. If your man keeps continuously beats you on the other end of the floor, you're going to be sitting over there next to Leon Rose at the deep end of the bench. You can't even be over there with the coach and the rest of the players, right? You, that's not where you at. But and normally I don't talk about off-season stuff, but I think it's relevant when we're talking about the maturation process of IQ and the Obi Toppin and kind of what would make sense based on the way that the team is currently constructed right now. That who we have on the roster is who we have on the roster. Let's just say if the Knicks pulled a Tampa Bay Buccaneers and they bring back everybody on the roster this year, next year. Right, I'm hoping they make some upgrades at a couple of different positions, but I can only see what I got right now. Right, when you go to the bank and you start budgeting, you can't budget for that check that's coming in 2 weeks because you're not guaranteed that check in 2 weeks. You got to budget for what you got in the bank right now. Right. So when you start budgeting for stuff like that, that's how people get bad credit. Right, and the Knicks had bad credit for years and years and years. The easiest way to keep somebody from being broke is take a broke person, make them successful where they ain't broke no more, and then try to convince them to do something that could potentially make them broke again. They're not going back down that path. I promise you that.
That's right.
They're not.
That's right.
So they're very confident and cognizant in the decisions they make. and I'm happy about it. I didn't mean to take up so much time, fellas. I'm sorry.
No.
Brother.
That's wisdom.
Yo,
That's
Spree,
wisdom.
Spree, what up, my brother? No,
Spree,
good
what's
segment, my
going
brother.
on?
Salute, Spree. How you doing, my brother? How you feel about that win yesterday?
Oh my gosh, I've watched G-Man. I'm happy G-Man's on because his boy. I've watched that play. Maybe I posted on my YouTube channel. It's already gotten 33,000 views. I think I've watched maybe of those 3,000 views. Maybe I've watched it 500 times
Wow.
today. I just that was such a special play because it got the team excited, it got the fans excited, it kind of gave them like that jolt that they needed.
Yep.
That's what Obi brings. When you got fans in the stands and he makes a play like that, he just adds so much to the team.
Yeah.
I just think Derrick Rose. I thought Taj Gibson was incredible. I watched the game again and again. Taj Gibson. I know you look at the box score and you don't think he didn't have a great game, although he was a plus 23, but he was awesome. He was absolutely awesome yesterday. And I absolutely agreed with Tibbs' decision to roll with Rose and Gibson to start second half. And it paid off for him. Bullock finally made some shots. It's going to be harder in the ATL. They're motivated. They're a good team. They missed. Look, as good as I'll give this to the Knicks. We talked about this Divine and BX Jedi and G-Man. We needed to get up in Trae Young, make him earn everything. I think we did a better job. Did they have some wide open threes at the end of the game that they missed? Yeah, they had some wide open threes, but that's what happens when you play good defense and you do it the right way. Sometimes you got to give up something, and they missed a couple for us. But I think it's going to be difficult in Atlanta, but there's no reason if we can get – I'm confident Julius will – the way he looked in the fourth quarter, Divine, that's the guy that we fell in love with. That's the guy that we've seen all year. He settled down. He relaxed. Hopefully now on the road he can calm down, and I think we'll get back to playing our brand of basketball.
Yeah, I agree. That Reggie Bullock foul was a turning point to me. When Reggie Bullock got that flagrant foul on Hunter, that changed the momentum of that game. Like, okay, it's on now, y'all. It's like what Mike Tyson said. Everybody got a game plan until you get punched in the mouth.
That's right.
My man hit that. They got that flagrant foul. They was like, "Oh shit, these cats is for real," you know. But one point about the Obi Toppin thing, you right, Spree, about that with the crowd there, because he had a Dayton electrifying with the stuff he was doing in Dayton, man. Would you see that Dayton crowd, man? They would go bananas when Obi Toppin throw down the hammer. And that's how he bringing that's that same energy that's in that garden, man. That kid is gonna be special. Yeah, but that was gritty, gutsy last night, man. I appreciate the way the Knicks fought, because that's what they've been doing all year.
Yes.
This is crazy. This is LeBron's first career playoff game at the Staples Center. Wow,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Because last year he played in the bubble. They
And
were in the
they
bubble.
didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, good one, Rick V. Good one, my brother. Yeah, good one. Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that is something. But yeah, man, they was getting it in, and I tell you, Derrick Rose, you know, I don't know what to say. You can't say enough about that man. I mean, that 32 years old, you know, he's now become the Julius Randle of the Knicks right now in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's the leader of that team.
You know,
I mean, you know what?
I was going to say, it's interesting that you bring that up, Divine, because I was thinking about this the other day after I saw Rose's post game interview. Right? So Julius Randle has become the de facto leader of the Knicks just based off his play alone. He is obviously has been the best player that we have on the team for a while. So when Rose came in, it's like you inviting somebody to your house, right? And, you know, they understand that they're a visitor, so they don't have any rights to come in your house and say, hey, Divine, I want you to go over there and adjust your thermostat from 72 to 69 because I'm hot-blooded and I sweat a little bit. I'm about to raise your electricity. We don't do that. We come in and we're grateful and we're thankful for the opportunity to have some place to lay our heads so we're not out on the street, right? That's Derrick Rose. That's Derrick Rose, right? He comes into this team. He says, hey, you guys have had this thing going on way before I got here. I'm just here to do my part to see if I can uplift you and make you a little bit better at the end of the day. But I think we're at a point now to where everyone he's been here long enough. They've seen what his contributions are night in and night out. They trust his counsel when he comes to them and says, "Hey, if this is going on, you might want to try this. And if you try this and you do this for X amount of days, this is the output that you should expect. If you don't see that, then come back, let me know. We have a conversation and we can kind of tweak it to get you where you need to be." So I think he's built that trust to now he can actually go into the locker room or go into the huddle and be like, "Hey, man, hey, RJ, look, whenever you cutting and you can't leave your man back door, you have to play your man, play the ball and play your man at the same time." He can have those type of conversations. So that's where that mantle of leadership kind of shifts, because he is the person, to Divine's point, that has playoff experience, right? So you trust the knowledge of someone that has been there before you. Now, I'm gonna tell you how this is how I look at this and how I think it impacts the Knicks in the most favorable way, right? Think about when Tibbs was with the Timberwolves, right? Tibbs was the head coach and the general manager. People say Tibbs failed because he had too much on his plate. You were in charge of making, executive decisions, while at the same time they ask you to coach the team. That's too much. Way too much. Give him one job. You got one job. Coach this team. Look at what he's doing. I transitioned that to Mr. Randall. Julius Randall, you are the best player on this basketball team. So by de facto, you being that best player, you are also now the leader of the basketball team. Is that really Randall's role? Randall is just now improving to the point he's still figuring out where his game is going. So you want him to do that and then take everybody else around him and make them better and help them with their issues. He's still working with his issues. That's not, I understand it was a role that needed to be thrust upon him, but now there's an avenue for that level of pressure to be lifted off, moved on to someone that's built for it, that's used to it, and then Mr. Randall can go back to focusing on his game, dude. I'm telling you, look, look, y'all don't hear me right now. I'm gonna shut up. Y'all don't hear me right now.
We hear you, brother. We hear you loud and clear, but brother, don't even get it twisted. We hear you loud and clear. Yeah, that analogy is on point. You already know, G-Man.
I've been saying it earlier that Derrick Rose has taken the mantle as the leader, as the franchise player of the team. And it's nothing bad. It's not a knock on Julius Randle. I think the moment is a little bit too much for him. And he's taking it on. I think going forward from here on out, I think he'll be the best player. And to chime in on the Obi Toppin next season, that's all going to work itself out. That's all I got to say with that. That's going to work itself out. He will be in the starting lineup. That's all I know. I know for a fact with that. And going forward, Julius Randle, like you said, is a little bit too much right now. And I think Rose will take over the mantle. I think that's going to make him relax more and calm down. And if it doesn't, the team around him is picking up the slack, despite the fact not to the way we want it, but they're doing it. Game one, you had Alex Burks with almost at 30 points himself. Yesterday's game, you had Rose picking up this mantle and continue to add on there. And then now we have the emergence of our rookies, our neophytes, both quickly and that's why you can see why Obi Toppin is playing much better, because when Obi was going through his process, when Derrick Rose first got on the team, he will always be talking to Obi, and he was actually coaching him on the floor a lot. I remember one time there was a play that he wanted Obi to go to the for alley-oop, and he didn't, and Derrick got upset with him. And he got, not a demonstratory way, but as a leader way. Those are the type of things that you were talking about, breaking it down, and those are different instances. And that's why this team is where it is now, and it's going to continue to strive going forward. Remember, I'm also, to your point, in the offseason, you got Derrick Rose. You forgot somebody, Luka Valdosa. You forgot about him.
I forgot about Luka.
Exactly.
I forgot about Luka.
You forgot about him.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Ooh. BX.
Right.
Ooh.
Forget about that guy. Yep.
How did I forget about Luka? Oh my goodness.
So everything's going to work itself out, like you said. There is a 55-inch TV right now in your living room. Everybody, and do I really need to go out and spend more money and buy another TV? The TV's working fine. I can see everything clear and clear. Maybe I want to get a sound bar. Maybe I want to put a soundbar surround system around it, and add to that.
Right.
And now you have a home theater system, which is conceived as a basketball team. So those are the type of things. I get your metamorphosis. We're hearing you loud and clear, G-Man. We're hearing you. We're on the same page, and
that's why BX is the Jedi, baby. That's why BX is the I'm telling you right now. Oh,
absolutely. Hey,
my
like I said, with Spree, Sergeant, Divine, Bronx, Jedi 7, we got some good minds up in here, man. But we passionate, we love what we talk about too. And that's real talk. Let me get the plug in. We're gonna get back to the basics when we get back, man. Because I want to talk about that New York City Gritty Committee when we get back. Because that was special yesterday, man. I'll be right back. Let's get this plug in right quick. 30 seconds and we'll be right back and we chop it up. Knicks Real Talk, the night show. Divine, Bronx, Jedi 76, Spree, Sergeant, Knicks. We AKG, man. We ain't here in the building, man. We talking Knicks, man. Let's get it. Yeah, salute. Knicks Real Talk, the night show. Divine, Bronx, Jedi 76, Spree. We got Sergeant Knicks, aka G-Man for life. Salute Stanley Man, Rick V. You have Aboriginal Rami. You already know what it is. Rick V, Dave Jackson, salute. We in here, man. Frank Matto, salute. Salute to the chat. Brooklyn Belly, salute. Kibbit, salute. We see y'all up in here, man. But listen, man, yesterday, the New York City Gritty Committee, 1 point in the last 5 minutes of the game for Atlanta. 91-91. 5 minutes left. Shut them down. Shut them down, bro. That's what got us to where we at right now with that New York Knicks defense. And they brought it to the forefront yesterday, man. Salute to everybody out there, man. Y'all already know. Hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button. Run them up with the thumbs up. Y'all already know. But man, good point, BX. Luka Mendoza. Let's talk about it, because I'm gonna tell you, a Spree. If that cat come in here and ball out in the summer, it's gonna be interesting, bro. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what he's got, man. I mean, all indications are that everybody said he was a top type of player in free agency that a lot of teams coveted, and we kind of were ahead of the game. Leon Rose apparently really liked him. Worldwide West signed off on it, and they got it done. So we all knew he was not going to be a part of the playoffs this year, but he seems motivated. I like what he's posting. He's already involved with the Knicks. You could tell already. He's actively in communication with the team, which is great. So yeah, man. I mean, it's exciting, man. What's going on here is just very, very exciting.
It really is. It really is. It really is, man. To know where we at, man, the position that we in, I can't get over that. We got four draft picks this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 4.
Yeah. That's crazy.
4 of them.
That sink in as Ron Cleveland was
19, 20, 38.
Man.
Listen, you could package all 4 of them picks for a top-notch dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I mean, like, listen, 40, 50 million in cap space. I mean, you got 7 first round in the next 4 years. You got talent down there already. And you know the Knicks not going to be able to use all the draft. They're going to have to trade some of them.
Yeah.
So I think I give it 2 years. Y'all heard it first on Knicks Real Talk. 2 years, Knicks will be in the finals.
We have a what? 19 and the 21st this year, this upcoming draft?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you got and the second round when you got for Detroit for Derrick Rose, that's a high pick. They was in the cellar. That pick gonna be around the 30-something. You know what I mean? 38. That's gonna be a good pick. But man, we got options. So it's gonna be crazy, man. But I'm looking forward to this Luka Mendoza thing, man. Yeah, I'm like I said, we're not gonna even have a year off the Knicks fans. Us content creators and all those guys. And
you got an easy job. You got an easy job. I mean, you got so much to talk about. It's gonna be a lot. You'll be on, but they're giving you stuff to talk about. There's no excuses this time.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Summer league, free agency. the NBA draft lottery. We playing in the June right now. The New York Knicks are playing basketball in the June, and let's hope it go to July. Get to July. Oh my God, man! Because you think about it, this series that we playing now going to probably go to next week, depending, unless we get to knock them out in 5. Which I'm hoping we do. I hope it be over Tuesday.
Yeah,
me too.
We're over Tuesday. If we get that game tomorrow and we do it in the right way, we might be able to get that thing over Tuesday. I just don't think they got the best of the Knicks yet, man. I don't think they even listen. RJ Barrett didn't have a good game yesterday. Alex Burks didn't have a good game. Manuel quickly didn't have a good game. Not Bullock did, but even Randall didn't have a good game, and we still won by 9.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, bro. Back to the basics, the gritty committee, bro. That defense, like I said, guys, 91-91 and shut them down. You know what I mean? And people, they know why they missed the open shots, because when they were the shots that they were defending in rhythm had caused them to start missing open shots. Because even when they were shooting, once we started D'ing them up, they probably said, let me shoot a fast because somebody about to come at me. And so even though you had an open shot, you was rushing to get it off because you knew somebody was going to come out and catch you. And so, it might have been an open shot from the essence of it, but I think in their mind, it wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't an open shot.
You was self-check.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was gut check time. And they might knock it down to the ATL, but people don't forget, though, we was at the top of the association in 3-point defense. And that's what people forgetting. That like the Knicks defense this year was in the top of the association in 3-point field goal percentage. You know what I mean? So it's not like it was a fluke what we were doing yesterday. We just got back to the basics.
That's why Devon, you said it exactly right. Remember the conversation we said it wasn't just the offense. It was just we had to everyone was saying, "Oh, Randall had a bad game," and yes, he needed to play better, and he only played well for half, and we still won. To your point, but it was the defense. If we are going to win this series, regardless of them, we just have to play good defense. If we just stay true to who we've been all year, we're going to win this series. Believe that.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
That's a
fact. Hey, Josh, real quick, Uncle Fulio gonna be down in Atlanta representing. Hey, Uncle Fulio, go make it happen, my brother. Yo, support the MEK fans. Shout out Knicks Real Talk. Shout out all the content creators, man, for the love of the game. Everybody, man, y'all go down there, get a popping, and Uncle Fulio have a great time. Go down there and represent well, man. It's gonna be on fire down there, man. Hopefully you go down there and we win that. We win that one too. So it's gonna be nice, man. Good way to go. Go enjoy yourself because it's gonna be popping now, man. It's gonna be popping down there, man. We're gonna get it going down in the lab. But yeah, you're right, Spree. But they haven't even got the best of us yet. They haven't got the Knicks' best ball yet. Sarge and BX. They haven't even got the best ball yet. You know what I mean? And, so I think the best is yet to come. I think it's going to be a whole different story tomorrow night. I really do. I mean, anything can happen, but Atlanta then got a taste of what could happen yesterday in that last quarter. Oh, shit, these cats came to play. You know what I mean? I don't care if Trey Run scored 30. He's a good ball player. Let him score 30. Just do what you did to everybody else. One man can't beat you by himself. He can put on the show by himself, but he can't beat you by himself. You know what I mean? He would have to score 100-something points. It's a 5-man team. So let Trey Young do his thing. That's fine. But you shut down John Collins, you shut down Lou Will and them cats, and that ain't enough points to beat our team. You know what I mean? Especially if we start bombing away too. So it's gonna be interesting, man. BX, man, they back to the basics, brother. The gritty committee is back in the building for sure after yesterday.
Yep, we got to go back to basics. Like I said, one possession, one quarter, one half. Take it one step at a time. Defend. Atlanta's going to want to get running in the transition, and that doesn't really fly much in the playoffs. So they keep playing New York Knicks style basketball, slow the game down, slow the tempo, half court, get ready. And when you have an opportunity to run, try to run as well. Give them the same medicine back with them, especially our second unit. Now that their second unit is getting more comfortable and they're coming up, with huge play and a huge part of the team, and just go ahead and like I said, I don't think Atlanta is going to have enough firepower on with a bench to go against the whole New York Knicks, because now they lost this game and they're crying that they're arguing why you're not playing their starters long minutes. Well, he's trying to preserve their starters, Nate McMillan, so he could try to close it out. So just think about that. So they're calling for him to play his starters longer, and then you bring him in there, and the New York Knicks bench is gonna it's just another it takes it to another level. Those guys are gonna be gassed in the fourth quarter. You know, especially if all the starters playing all those long minutes. So
Yep.
if this happens and you win a game 3, going into a game 4, there's not they're going to be tired as well. They're going to he's going to run them to the ground. So advantage New York Knicks and kudos to Thibodeau. Everybody says he was going to shorten his rotation. He's still playing 10 deep, man. He's still playing 10 deep despite the fact what everybody said he was going to shorten up, and it's a whole and he's learning, he's evolving, and he's going and he's doing the right calls. Everyone except for game 1 that everyone had an issue with it. But hey, Randall, the moment just got a little bit away from him game 1, and Thibodeau made the adjustment. And like I said, my coaching staff is one of the best in the league, and they'll make those adjustments in the 7-game series. And now he's got the upper hand because now Nate is going to feel like he has to play now his starters longer, and that checkmate right there for the New York Knicks, an advantage for the Knicks. Especially all those minutes, and if they're going to get more physical, if the Knicks get even more physical that they are, there you go. I told you that. I said that. You got a Gibson, you got a Noel. They bruise out. You bruise a Capella. You bruise John Collins. Collins was in his head. I don't want to pick up fouls. He's going to be tentative because I got to stay on the court. I don't want to pick up 2 quick fouls. He's going to be tentative to want to play defense. So right now, the Knicks are in a good position on winning this game too. That's why I said before, in months before, I said don't be surprised if we lose game 1. It ain't the end of the world in the playoffs. I said it on one of the programs on Knicks at Real Talk at Night. I said, hey, if they lose game 1, it's not going to be in the world. We can't panic. It's just their first time there. Remember, they were learning how to win, and that's what exactly was happening. They're learning how to win. The playoffs are slowing down to them. They already got their situation. They already know the rhythm. They know what to expect. What they've seen, they even being led by one of the great ones by example, which is Derrick Rose. He's leading them by example. And everyone's like, oh, okay, let's follow this guy. He's got us. Let's go. Let's do it. And you see it. And I think they're going to win game 3 tomorrow. It's going to be. We'll be back on, and we'll be talking about how the keys and the matchups and how the Knicks pull game 3 out.
Yeah, G-Man. What do you think tomorrow, real quick? What do you want to see tomorrow that you didn't see in the game last night that you think would be a benefit to the Knicks tomorrow?
Well, I'm going to go in the reverse way, Devon, because I think it's not so much of what I didn't see, but what I did see as far as, to your point, New York Knicks getting back to the way we've gotten to where we are right now. What propelled us through that 9-game winning streak and what got us to be the number 4 seed in the East, that's the basketball we need to get back to. That the play, we talked about it before, the play with Bullock and that flagrant that he got, that's a game changer right there. Because what you just told that team is, hey, this is not cream puff basketball. All this coming down in the paint and thinking you're going to regulate without any repercussions, that time is over. So when you come down here, I need for you to put your mouthpiece in, go get you one of them Rocky headgears and put that on, because when you come down here, it's going to be a fight. And the Hawks are not built for that type of basketball, which is why the game shifted the way that it did. Think about this. Their head coach is on record. There's tape on him in front of a camera saying that the NBA wants the New York Knicks to be in the playoff. Think about that for a minute, right? You have the least amount of faith that your team can handle a physical basketball game, that you feel like you need to go put a subliminal message in the referee's ears and say, well, I need for you to call those cheap fouls that keep giving them to Trae Young. You know what I'm saying? When you come in the paint, instead of calling that charge, call that blocking foul. I'm going to need that help from you. Guess what, Hawks? Nice try. It worked for about 3 quarters. But Tom Thibodeau said, you know what? I'm going to make you an honest man. I'm going to make you honest. What we got right now is mano y mano. This gladiator time right now, baby. We're in the Coliseum. Right. You pick your weapon. I got mine. Pick your weapon. And we about to see who walks up out of here. That's what this is all about right now. So going into Atlanta this week, Atlanta is backpedaling right now. So they understand what that physicality is, right? They know what it feels like. They know when they got up and got on the plane to go back to Atlanta after the game last night. Oh, somebody had to go get some treatment, baby. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Somebody had to go get some ribs wrapped. Somebody had to go get some bruised knees done up, some shoulders done up. Because I'm telling you right now, it's more of that coming. It's more coming. And I'm telling you, the person that we have not talked about, we've mentioned them just a little bit, but I want to give flowers to one Mr. Taj Gibson.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Taj Gibson is that ball player that if you don't watch the game and you look at the stat line, you will say,
Exactly
okay,
right.
but who was Taj Gibson? He gave us what X amount of points for X amount of minutes. He should have been doing X, Y, Z. He plays at the 5, blah 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 blah. Right? Those are not the people I'm talking about right now. Those are not the people that I'm talking. So here we go again. So y'all done got me down here too quick, too many times in already, right? So
Post up, my brother. Post up.
Let me explain something to you about Taj Gibson, right? Taj Gibson is that foundational player that you can build around. Taj Gibson is that player that's going to give you everything that he's got every night, regardless of how he's feeling. You're not ever going to know if Taj Gibson is wounded. You're not going to know if Taj Gibson really is not 100%. You're never going to know that because he's going to give you that same energy every night. Taj Gibson is that dude, and I heard somebody say this on another pod, and I'm not even going to take credit for it, but I'm going to borrow what they said. Taj Gibson is that construction worker, right? He brings that lunch. His wife gets up every morning before he goes to work, fixes him his lunch. He puts it in a lunch pail, gives him a nice cup of coffee to go, and it's black and it's strong with no sugar, right? So he getting that thing and he down and on the way to the site. So when he get to the site, he know, okay, this is what I got. I see what I got to do. I'm good. I'm good, coach. Let me put my pail over here. It's time to go to work. So that just like we talked about Obi and his efforts and how infectious they are, Taj Gibson keeps people grounded to the point where, and that's important. And I'm going to tell you why that's important right now with what's going on and what's surrounding the New York Knicks. We have not been in the playoffs in 8 years. Let that sink in for a minute. Just in my Ron Cleveland voice. Let that sink in for a minute, right? 8 years. 8 years. So it's easy to get distracted by all the hype and the hoopla and people telling you that you're greater than what you really are because that's how they just feel about you. So if I had a chance to sit down and talk to Obi Toppin right now, you would think Obi Toppin would be in the Hall of Fame. I'm just saying. But, you got to be able to keep things in perspective, right? And that's what we need. Taj Gibson is that person that does that. Hey, man, do not get enamored with all this outside noise. It's not about that. It's about these 15 guys in the locker room. This is our squad. We go to war with each other every single game. We got. Ain't nobody coming out of the stands out here to play the last 4 minutes of this game and get us 16 points. That's not what we're doing. What we got inside these four walls right here, that's it. Todd is my guy, man. I'm telling you, that's the unsung hero for me right now.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, Spree, follow up on that, man. In real talk, Todd is that backbone. He's the glue to that team.
Analogy.
Yeah,
love
absolutely. Yeah, man. Todd is that you're right, because he that lunch pail, hard hat wearing. You know what? I can't drive that big Caterpillar, but I sure can do I can do all that hard labor. You know what I mean? He gets it in there. Spree. He really does, man, for real.
Yeah. I just where would this team be without the two guys that Tibbs wanted to be on this team? I mean, come on. Derrick Rose for Dennis. I'm not trying to criticize another man, and I wish Dennis Smith Jr. well. I said that when we traded him. I don't root for people against people.
Right.
But come on. I mean, that was a steal. I mean, it was just an absolute steal of a trade. We gave up a second-round pick and a guy who was not doing anything for a guy that's been there before. That's the bottom line. So I'll just say this, man. I mean, it's a beautiful thing what's going on. Last night there was a lot of pressure on this team, but they rebounded every time. They got punched in the mouth or they can't do this. They've responded, and that's what Knicks fans love about this team. So we're gonna get one in the ATL. I'd like to get two, but tomorrow night we're gonna come ready to play, and I expect Julius to have a monster game.
Yeah, I agree. I think Julie. I think RJ gonna shock. I think Quickly and RJ gonna make it happen tomorrow. The one thing about them guys, they even the whole team in general, they so resilient. You know, they don't let an off night, get to them. They go back the next day, get in the gym. I think Quickly and RJ gonna go in there and make it happen tomorrow. You know what I mean? Now, because you think about RJ, you're like, okay, DeAndre Hunter, he's a good defender. And so now he done played him a couple of games, so he doesn't know what he need to do. The RJ be getting to the paint like it ain't nothing to me sometimes.
Yeah.
I think they need to go at Clint Capella tomorrow, go at him hard. That's what I'm glad Randall started doing. Randall started saying, I know he's a shot blocker, but I can't keep taking jump shots and let this man mess my game up. You know what I mean? So Randall started going at him in the paint, and sure enough, he was catching him on his heels. And that's what they got to do. Go at him. You can't run from him. You can't go around him. You can't go over him. You can't go over him. You can't under him. You got to go through him.
And Divine, he had two beautiful passes when he ran right at Capella. One of them to a good pass to Taj Gibson. So it's not just him finishing, but also creating when he does that.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Facts. Absolutely.
Divine, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Question for you real quick. I'm going to put something on your mind. As my one of my senior mentors used to tell me, I'm going to put something on your mind real quick, right? So imagine this. Julius Randle has not had a good game from a Julius Randle stat perspective in the first two games of the playoffs. The first game, we lost by 2 points. The second game, we won by 9 points. In both games, Julius Randle had 15 points.
Yeah.
What happens when Julius Randle gets over this dark spot in the force, right? That he's you don't have to circumnavigate that thing and find his way back to where Julius Randle really is supposed to be. Caden, you may see this video, right? So this is what I need for you to do, Caden. I need for you to sit your dad down and say, Dad, don't overthink the process. You are an NBA basketball player. You know how you got here. You know what you need to do to continue to move forward. That's all I need for you to do, Dad. Can you do that for me? You know how I felt in that game against the Nets and when we had that conversation? You remember that, Dad? That's how I'm feeling right now. So I'm going to need for you to get back in your bag, Dad. And that conversation from Caden and Julius Randle comes out and have a 30, 40 point game, what are the Hawks going to do, Divine? I'm just asking you.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm saying. They ain't even caught our best yet. If Randle dropped 30, RJ dropped 20, Alex Burks can go off for 20. I mean, these Knicks got firepower down there, man. You know what I mean? Even if Quickly give you 15, you know what I mean? Or I just think that Atlanta haven't felt our best basketball yet. They haven't. True. I don't think they even played. They felt our best defense yesterday in that last 5 minutes. Yes. But from a whole team perspective, they haven't even felt Knicks basketball yet. I don't think they felt Knicks basketball yet. I think tomorrow the Knicks is gonna show them cats after that last quarter yesterday. Watch what I'm telling y'all. You mark it on the calendar. They gonna feel the Knicks tomorrow. They gonna feel them because you know why? They gonna be pressing. They gonna be we in the ATL, not pressing so much, but they hype. They got the home. They in the ATL. We gonna be buzzing. We got the crowd. Blah blah blah. They gonna be loose, and the Knicks gonna throw the hammer on them.
You know how many New York Knicks fans gonna be? You know how many New York Knicks fans gonna be in that stadium in that arena tomorrow night?
More than 50%.
That's a home game for the Knicks right there, baby. I'm telling you, ATL don't have them kind of fans. So when they come out and you are outnumbered by the New York Knicks fans, Atlanta fans, don't be afraid. We don't come with ill and malice in our heart towards you. But what we will do, and what shall happen is, them birds that you got running around in that court calling themselves hawks, when they really little chicken hawks, you know what I'm saying? We about to serve them up with some andouille sausage and some. I'm gonna get Uncle Chop. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get me some. I want them good old smothered collard greens with that big neck bone in the pot. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? That's what we about to have tomorrow night. Y'all look, let me stop.
Hey, check this out. Hey, listen, real quick before you chime in. You know how they can take the Hawks out the game real quick tomorrow?
How?
If Julius Randle go to the paint and start getting fouled, go to the line, what you gonna hear?
MVP chance.
All Julius Randle got to do is just go to the lane, get fouled, go to that foul line. You go ahead, hit a Knicks container talking about MVP.
Yep.
And then it's gonna be banana. Julius Randle need to go to the block like 9 times tomorrow.
Look, that's going to cause Trae Young to lose about 5 or 6 more strings of hair when that happens. I'm telling you right now. He's gonna have to have Trae Young is going to do one or two things in the next season. He's either going to come out with one of them headbands on that he can push all his hair to the center of his head so people can't see that he's balding, or he going to shave it all off. One of those two things is about to happen. Trust me. You heard it here first. You heard it here first on Knicks Real Talk, right? Next season, I'm telling you, Trae Young will come out with one of them big not the little headbands, not the ones that you see like Melo and them guys wearing. He gonna get one of them modified headbands. That thing's gonna be about that thick, right? Because you got to be able to hold the hair in. He gonna hold all that hair right here, or he just gonna have to shave it off.
Oh boy,
that's beautiful. But that's what we want, though. That's what we want. We want them to go in there tomorrow and get it popping, man, for real. You know what I mean? Because I think that's what it's gonna boil down to. It's all gonna boil down to it, man. But real quick, man, salute Nick Man in the chat, man. Dave Jackson, Rick V. Uncle Fulio, Josh, Rick V, Camilio, everybody, man. Dave Jackson, Frank Mattos, Camilio in the building, Baba Booey, Stanley Man, everybody, man. Salute Knicks Real Talk Tonight show. I got the brothers up in here, Bronx Jedi 76. We got Spree, we got G-Man in the building. We talking, having a good time. We ready for the ATL tomorrow. We ready to go down there and get it popping. We going in there to get this 2-1, get this home court advantage back, and we're going to take it from there. But guess believe me, we need to be glued to them TVs and them screens tomorrow, because that's going to be on ESPN prime time, 7 o'clock in the ATL. And like I said, we're going to bounce on them cats. Then we're going to go with Sweet Lou to get some of them sweet lemon pepper wings or whatever, after we knock them out the box tomorrow. But we ain't want to eat too much because we got a game Sunday. But we going to – you can't go to the strip club neither, y'all. So Knicks players don't be tripping. Y'all, get ready for Sunday. Chill.
Is the game on MSG too, or is just on ESPN?
I think it's on ESPN, man. It's both.
Just ESPN, because they're not playing at home. The only reason they can stream MSG is because they own the rights to MSG when they're playing in the Garden. When they're playing away, then we're subject to whatever that network is, unfortunately.
Yeah, because I got blacked out on MSG here the last couple of games, the first two.
Okay.
Couldn't hear Bream or Clyde, man. I was like, man.
I had a switch, man. I switched in the halftime, man. I went on lines trying to find a stream. I had to get my Clyde and Breen, man. After the half, I was like, no disrespect to the national broadcast. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was, Jimmy Jackson and his partner were fine. They weren't bad. It's just
it's not the same. It's not the same. And also one thing I've realized, maybe it's just me, but the TNT broadcast in the Garden versus when Breed and Clyde, because they're right with the fans, the way they're set up, I can actually hear the crowd, like their broadcast, I can hear it louder on the MSG channel and feel more a part of the game than TNT, which is why I always will watch MSG. Is that just me, or is that am I?
No, that's you.
100%.
That's 100%. And because I want to say TNT is nothing but the Spike Lee program. Oh God.
Right. And real quick, we got the chat of the night up in here. Josh Uncle Fudo said, "Hey, Reverend Divine, the Wizards are hiring. Job pays $80 million a year. All you gotta do is 0 points, 0 assists, 0 rebounds, 6 fouls in 24 minutes. David Beatron, top chat of the week."
I love it.
My God.
I love
That's my
it.
guy, Uncle Julio.
I wonder if Franklin Aquila got an opportunity then.
Right. You might get a pay raise on that one. Yeah, that was $80 million. They can't get that $80 million back, bro. Oh my goodness, they can't get that back. But yeah, man, I think it's on, man. We on tomorrow. We on, and we going to get it popping tomorrow, man. And I really think we got a good chance. I think the series is going to turn, guys. I think winning that game yesterday just gave us a renewed confidence in our energy. Sometimes you got to get down before you get up. And I think that was one of them games, like, we got down, then we got back up. But I think we going there tomorrow, man. And, I think it's going to be exciting tomorrow, man. Like I said, the last night when Obi Toppin threw that dunk, I was about to hit you up, G, man. I was like, man.
I was like, is
felt the
G-Man
energy through the
okay?
room,
I
though.
wanted to.
I felt
I
the
sent a
energy through the
message.
room, though.
I'm the only one.
I sent
I'm
a
the
message
only one
to a
that
group
got
chat.
you. I
sent a
did.
message to a group chat with G-Man, and I was checking up on him, but I wanted to send him a private message because I needed like video inside your room when that happened.
Oh yeah.
I needed to like see a video.
That would have been. That's something that we wanted. We want absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you guys something, man. With this chair, this is the recliner, right? So this thing rocks back and forth. It swirls 360 degrees, right? I was legit standing in this chair, jumping. I could have bust my whole face open up in here because I was jumping up and down. Dude, people, because my man cave is upstairs. Everybody else is downstairs. I'm upstairs. The only people up here is me and my middle son. We share this space together, right? And I have to be respectful of his space because most of the time he in his room with his headphones on doing his own thing. So I'm doing my thing out here. But I was up in here and everybody coming upstairs like, "Are you okay? What's wrong?" I'm like, "Get out, get out, get out." It was
I have to close the door with my wife because like she'll think I'm crazy. Like I have to close the door because I'm like you, G-Man. I sometimes watch you. I'm not gonna call any names out, but on Blue Orange Tears, when you hear a comment that makes you laugh or something, you stand up and like walk around in your room. I'm like, man, you must have done something to your place after that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
but I did get a couple. Total disclosure, I did get a couple phone calls and a couple key text messages, people reaching out because they know how I feel about Obi Toppin, right? And that thing right there, I'm telling you, it was a beautiful thing to see. And you know all that, and then today, I got to watch my baby girl walk across the stage.
Congratulations.
I got the best of both worlds.
Yes,
The best of both worlds. Hey, I appreciate the chat and everybody that shout out to my baby girl. And, you know, this ain't nothing but Knicks love, baby. That's what this is what we all about. Right? Man. Shout out,
man. Yeah, that's crazy. But we thought about you. I no lie. I was like, man, I know G-Man right now about to have these cats doing sprint drills up in this month.
I had my thumb speed dial into you right there quickly. Obi, I got it already. Done already.
BX was the first guy that hit me up. Soon as that play happened, my phone buzzed. I'm like, who is this? It took me a minute. I had to find the phone first. That thing flipped across the room someplace. So I had to find out where it went to. That's number one. But BX was the first guy that reached out to me. And then my group chat, it was all over after that. They was they was in there on it, boy. I love that we have love for the same thing, and that's for the love of New York Knicks playing great basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's impressive, man. I know as Spree, when Obi threw that dunk, right? But I'm gonna tell you what's so impressive about it. He made the defense stop on the other end. He blocked Herter.
Yep.
And then Herter got the ball back. He lunged at him again, so he didn't even give up on the play.
Yep.
And next thing I know, I see. I'm gonna call him Jaquan Barkley running down the sideline. And Daniel Jones threw that long pass, and next thing I know, end zone touchdown. That was Obi. Alec Burks was Obi Top, and then Daniel Jones was last night.
Shout out to Burks.
Yeah, man.
He's made some good passes, man. I understand he ain't a real point guard, but man, he can pass. And good job. Yeah, good on him. Good on him to recognize that and make that moment happen, because it takes two to make a play like that. So good. Shout out.
I thought you was about to go into DJ Easy Rock and Rob Bass for a minute there, Spree.
I gotta throw in whenever Alec Burks is involved, I gotta throw in love for him. I mean, like kind of like the text you were getting hit in game one when he was going like MJ in the fourth. I got a bunch of random texts from people. Yep. I'm like, okay, now you're starting to understand what I've been saying.
Right.
Now you see what I see. Yeah. But you know what? Real quick, one play that people are not talking about at all because it's not a highlight. It's not on the highlight reel. I want you to think about this for a second, right? And this is why I'm so high on my man Obi. Remember that play where he got the foul, where he was coming baseline, and he was about to
Mhm.
yoke and put somebody on the poster, but the dude chose to foul him in that play. Dude, I'm telling you right now, if Obi had got that done, he'd have been the second dude because he got a poster already. But if he had got that done, it would have been over. And that mindset that he got to be that determined and that confident in going to the basket, regardless of who's down there trying to protect the paint, is what I need to see from the rook from the brook.
Yeah, but my man missed him too, though, because he got a little selfish. Emmanuel quickly should have threw him that alley oop.
Yeah, he had him
He
again.
looked at him and then looked. Yeah, you're right.
Oh man, that would have turned that garden upside down. He would have threw that to them two rookie boys connected like that. I understand Emmanuel quickly didn't have no point. He was pressing because he wanted to get a score.
Yeah.
But that was the alley oop in the makings right there. Because Derrick Rose got it down, quickly got the ball, and that was a perfect alley oop, bro. That thing would have shook the garden, man. I was like, but that would have been his double digits right there, and it would have been it, man. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that was fire yesterday, man. But it's gonna be buzzing tomorrow night. I know he is. Y'all already know what's gonna go down, man. We just gotta represent real hard and let these boys go in there and do what they do best, and that's just go in there and play that gritty style of basketball. And they not ready for that. They you could tell last night they wasn't ready for that. They got punched in the mouth in that last 5 minutes. They got drunk punched. They didn't know how to respond. They did not know how to respond. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay. Like I said, when my man knocked my man to the floor, they was like, oh shit. They was like, uh-oh, something's happening up in here, man. So yeah, it was fun, guys. It was awesome, man. And we just cutting it up, man. That's what I love about the show. We just cut it up and have some laughter, still talk Knicks but we still keeping y'all content and dialogue and everything. But right now, man, we buzzing right now, man. This is just the open topic session. Feel free to speak about anything. We ain't trying to be analytic guys right now. We just talking Knicks.
We Knicks
that's why I said real talk.
Knicks
Don't say real
fan.
analytics. We ain't going through all that. We just talking. We having fun talking Knicks, man. And so we got to go into ATL tomorrow. Get this thing popping. Let's get it, BX. You already know, man. I'm excited, bro. What you think?
You know what I was thinking. With this playoff run going forward, we finished this game in 5. Do you think they'll bring in Mitchell Robinson back?
That's a good question.
I don't, honestly, because of, I think there was premature. So what Mitch did. So people have a tendency. So here we go. Yeah, whenever BX get on the mic, he forces me back into my mode, right? Every time he using the force on me, ladies and gentlemen. I can't resist. I'm sorry. I think what Mitchell Robinson did when he posted those eyeballs on Twitter, first, he wanted to see how many people that were following him actually really followed him. So he posted 2 eyeballs, and people took that and ran with it. I mean, the Twitter universe was off the chain in minutes. In minutes, with no validation or anything else that was going on. So then, after Tom Thibodeau kept getting phone calls and emails, and then you got the front office coming down there to his office saying, hey, is Mitch's status different than what you've been telling us? Because I'm seeing this on the internet, and I'm hearing this from this person. I'm getting phone calls over here. What's really going on? So Tom had to come out and say, listen, Mitchell Robinson is multiple plays or layers before he returns to the court. So the answer to that question is no, Mitchell Robinson is not playing tonight. I think that the best thing for Mitch would be this season is to sit the rest of the season out and wait till next season. We win and lose with what we got on the court right now. Because I understand the dynamic that a Mitchell Robinson presence brings to what we have on the court as far as the roster goes. But you have to remember, when's the last time Mitchell Robinson was on the court with this team? Chemistry means something. So, I know when Taj has a drop step and he boxes somebody out, the very next play, 2 plays from now, what he's thinking and where his mindset goes. I know that because we've played together this entire season. I can tell you that about Mitch right now. And no knock against Mitch, right? The first thing I want for Mitch is for Mitch to be healthy. That's first and foremost because his body is how he feeds his family. So I want that to be the first thing that comes out of all this. There's no Mitch hate here, but I think that the way that our team is right now, barring any kind of catastrophic something else is happening, Mitchell Robinson would be a spectator just like me, watching the greatness of our New York Knicks moving forward, and then he's ready next season to get in and do the things that we know that he can do.
Real quick before we go forward, I'm gonna blow your mind again. I just looked at Twitter from a Twitter. If you have a chance, look at Luca Vildosa. He just posted in Spanish. It says "El último día de hacimiento." That's the last day of homework of assignments. He's ready. He put the emoji, and he's ready.
Don't get.
Here it is.
Oh,
we're proof. He's ready. He's ready.
Look, so Divine, I'm gonna have to tell you, right? This is what we need you to do. If you want me to continue to come on your show and chop it up with you, I'm gonna need you to tell BX Jedi to stop using the force on me, right? Because he right now he is waving his hand and driving because he throws these nuggets out there and no, I can't resist but to respond to him. He know that. He know how I'm gonna get. That ain't fair, BX. Come on, baby. I thought we were boys. What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, if this dude come here, if he come, yo, that's gonna be crazy if this dude come here. Now you don't have to worry about burning Derrick Rose out. If I would pay, oh my God, y'all gonna have me like Sarge. I'm gonna have to go ahead and take. But I agree with Dave Jackson though. I do agree. I do believe if we get to Philly and you might see Mitchell Robinson. I think. The reason why I say that.
I hope so.
Because they go. You know what it is. The reason why I think they going for it, yo. If they get out this first round, I know I'm good either way. But knowing Tibbs and them, that him they gonna need him against Joel Embiid though.
I agree that they would need him.
But I wouldn't do it from a standpoint like you said though.
Yeah. So if
I would do like
so, it would be about this, Devon. For me, it's like this. If Mitchell Robinson was healthy and ready, if he was in NBA playoff shape right now, he would be playing. Right? He would be playing. So the first game that you want to see Mitchell Robinson in is against Joel Embiid in the second round of the playoffs. Absolutely not. Because Joel Embiid is coming in that piece as a monster. He is taking no prisoners. He's thinking about all those times that mainstream media has called him soft. Mainstream media says he can't close it out. Now they're going after his homeboy, Simmons, saying this, that, and the third about him. So Philly is feeling this. Philly right now reminds me a lot of how people used to talk about the Knicks, back in the day. So they feel like they have something to prove. So a healthy Mitchell Robinson coming off of an injury. And by no means, Mitch, you may see this, right? Oh, here we go again. Y'all keep me in my position tonight. I don't understand this. Okay. So Mitch, let me tell you something. In no means are we saying that you're not up for the task. What I'm saying, my brother, is this. Know where you came from, know what it took to get you here, and know where you will be moving forward in the future. If you're healthy, you're 100% healthy. Not in your mind, but you got to be mind, body, and spirit. Those three things. That's where you have to be. You have to be in that nucleus of what you got going on. I think that what we got right now, again, pending some type of catastrophic thing that happens, we play with what we got. This is who got us here. We don't change. We don't deviate from that at all. This is what we know. Stick to what you know. Right. There's no need to go out there. And I think that the only outlier out there is bringing Luca in. Luca was the last little piece out there that said, I'm willing to step outside of the box and do this. That's Luca. No more. We got what we got. And this is what we're going to have moving into the end of the season. That's just my opinion.
Now, that comment that he tweeted was he's ready with his siren. I mean, he already knows the playbook. That's right. What he meant in Spanish. I'm done reading. I already know the playbook. I'm ready. He already studied it because Those guys are smart. Those Argentinian basketball players are smart, high IQ ball players, and if he really could get now it's to show them in practice. He goes in there and wows them in practice. Anything could happen.
And I think if Tibbs sticks with his decision, I know he started Rose the third quarter of last game, which was great. I love to see that. But if Tibbs is legit invested in starting a Derrick Rose game wide, Alfred Payton is over here talking to Frank about whatever they're going to do for dinner, whatever the case will be. I'm not Frank, but Knox. They're having a conversation. So Rose is the starter. The person that you need to ask is who is coming in to spell Rose. Now, if you want to mix up the rotation and say, I will bring. There's a couple of different options. It's a good problem to have, right? When you get all these players that can fill these positions, it's a good problem to have. I would, if Rose is started, I would bring in IQ to spell Rose, and if you want to see. Just to say, hypothetically speaking, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying hypothetically speaking, right? If you want to see a Luka in action, a Luka and a Quickly as the 1 and 2 for the second unit, come on, man. Come on. And you're giving Rose an opportunity to rest, right? Because Rose, at this point, in my mind, and this is what's going on in these practice sessions, Rose is in IQ's head right now. Hey, G, come here, Rook. Let me tell you something. I just had a conversation. See, y'all keep me down here in this pose, boy. You know I'm old and I got a bad back. Listen, hey, IQ, let me tell you something, right? I just had a conversation with the coach. The coach just told me, and you know this, I'm going to be the starting point guard for the team, right? So I'm going to be on that first squad. It's going to be me. It's going to be RJ. It's going to be Julius. It's going to be Nerlens Noel. And who am I missing? I'm always missing Bullock, Reggie Bullock. So we're gonna go out here and I'm gonna get that first squad energized to where we actually have positive points moving into the second quarter. We've been getting off to a slow start, but I'm gonna fix that. So this is what I need for you to do, Rook. Check this out. I need for you to take control of that second squad, right? You know what we've been talking about. We're talking about making sure that we keep the ball moving. Don't let the ball be stagnant. That's why the second squad is successful, because we keep the ball moving to the open man. But I'm going to throw you a curveball, Rook. I'm going to throw you a curveball. You're going to be the point guard. But what I need for you to do, this is an evaluation process for Mr. Villadoza, right? We need to see if he's capable of producing what we need for him to produce. So I need for you to make sure you keep him involved. And that is the evaluation process that we're looking for, ladies and gentlemen. That right there. And I always say when we talk, that's why I say we don't talk about off-season moves until the end of the playoffs for us. Normally it would be the regular season, but hey, fellas, we're in the playoffs. So I'm telling you now, we're not talking about this until like July sometime, because we're still going to be playing basketball. We still, let that sink in. We still going to be playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? But I was on record for saying for a long time, if Luka had got here a little earlier, I think he would have got some shine before we got into the playoffs. Yeah. But it took too long to get him here. So we are where we are right now. But if Tibbs feels like this guy has something to bring to the team, especially if he's opened up his mind a little bit, somebody took a hammer and an ice pick and cracked that skull and opened it up and said, Tibbs, hey, check this out. I need for you to know, come out of the dark ages, brother. Open your mind to some new opportunities. Look what you got around you. And he says, okay, well, I'm going to put Luka in he could play current Alpha Payton minutes. I'm going to put him in for 5 minutes, just see what he got. Because remember, that's how he started Obi. Coming off the bench with Randall. That's how he started Obi. Hey, go ahead in there, do what you got. I'm going to keep an eye on you and see where we are. And if he likes what he sees, man, look, I'm going to shut up right now. I'm going to shut up. Oh, my God.
It's rigged. It's rigged. Do you think Tibbs will bring Luka over into play?
In this playoffs?
Mm. Yeah.
Man, I want to. That's a tough question. I mean, I'm not going to rule out anything. I mean, he's going to I'll just say that my answer would be I trust whatever Tibbs decides. I mean, he knows behind the scenes what his workload is, what it looks like, experience, and all that. Yeah, man, I'm excited for it. I like everything that's going on. I'm just happy to be a part of this thing with you guys. Honestly, that's made this more sweeter for me. And let's get this W, man. That's all I got. I got to bounce. I gotta bounce right now. But enjoy the game tomorrow. We're gonna catch up. We'll catch up.
Matter of fact, Saturday night, and then we're gonna do Saturday, and we're gonna do the game Sunday. We're gonna do Sunday night as well. So we'll be on this weekend both nights.
Good.
Okay, perfect.
We're gonna have instant reaction after game 4 for the first time in Knicks Talk Real history. We'll have instant reaction that night. Absolutely.
We're making history, baby.
All right, Spree. Thanks for chiming in, my brother. We appreciate you. You already know, man.
It's always good speaking to you, bro.
Later.
Peace. Man, I'm gonna tell you guys something, right? And I always say this when I come on the panel, but I sometimes I think y'all don't believe what I say. You know what I'm saying?
Sure we do.
Sure we talk about Willis.
Man, we talk about Willis. Right. We talk about Willis.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? This platform that you guys have here for me, and I do a lot of different pods, right? I'm on. I just kind of make my rounds and kind of get in where I fit in. But I'm telling you right now, being here with you two guys, it gives me a feeling of calm, right? And this is why. And I'm explaining it to the people that have never been on a live video panel where you got thousands of people that's gonna watch this over and over again, and then be like, who is this old crusty man with his Obi Toppin jersey and a Knicks hat talking this crazy noise? Who is that? But the fact that they're asking who that is the whole point. That's the point, right? Mm-hmm. But when a lot of times you go into a situation to where it's very rigid, it's very structured, you don't have the flexibility to move left and right. You don't have that creative capability to kind of bring your own sense of flow to whatever the topic is. And you guys have provided a platform. You bring people in, you make them feel welcome, you welcome their takes. Even if, I'd have heard some outlandish takes. Don't get me wrong. I'd have heard some stuff that got me scratching my head like, what in Hades' world are you really talking about right now? Are you even talking about basketball? Really? But you guys provide that platform, man. I just want to say thanks for allowing folks like me to be up here with you fine gentlemen and talking about the thing that we have in common and that we all love. And that's New York Knickerbocker basketball, baby. We in the playoffs. We about to go. We playing basketball in the summer. When is the last time that happened? Let that sink in.
Yeah. Real quick, let me throw this in there, and this is important too. It's not only because you G man, but the reason why we on this panel is because it's brothers like you went over there and fought for our freedom and our liberties. And all this sacrificing to be able to do these shows because of brothers like you going out there willing to die for this country. So it's Knicks Real Talk, but I don't call you Sergeant because that's the name is on that board. I'll call you Sergeant because of who you are. Man, it's people like you is the reason why Divine and Knicks Real Talk got this platform, brother. So that's first and foremost, for real. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't understand what a U.S. soldier is, you know what I mean? And what it is to be a military soldier, a real soldier. You know what I mean? I'd have had the honor or the blessing to do that. But brothers like you is the reason why I'm sitting right here. You know what I mean? Because it could be from third world country and shit. You know, we all crazy. And so salute to you, my brother. And that's why you got this door is always open to Sergeant Knicks. You already know that. But that's real talk. That's real talk, brother. This door is always open to you. You know what I mean? No matter what, you know what I mean? This door is always open to you. And if you need 5 minutes to do your soliloquy, speak your 5 minutes, brother. You earned that right from me. You know what I mean? What I'm going to say, nah, dog. You take, get it on, brother. First of all, you speaking truth to power. You speaking facts. You speaking right. But not only that, man, we appreciate you, Sarge, man. And the minute you came on Knicks Real Talk, you made me feel welcome. You know what I mean? Because like I said, man, there's brothers like you and all these soldiers out in the world, so all our soldiers out there, all over there holding down for the USA, man. Real talk, brother. And that's facts. You know what I mean?
I definitely appreciate that, Devon. Definitely appreciate
Yes, sir, brother. That's real, man. And that's that, like you said, that's what it is, man. These platforms bringing brothers together. Like Salute to Wise, Piece of the God. You know what I mean? Everybody, man. Me meeting BX. I'm at Dave Jackson in the building, Shine in the building, all the chat in the building. You know, we Knick family, man. You know what I mean? We when it comes to this stuff here, you know, we Knick fans. We true diehard, passionate Knick fans. And right now we able to come together, and what a year to come together doing it. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
What a year. Because this cat's been doing it before I even started doing it. That was suffering through all the bad seasons. I happened to start a platform in a year where the Knicks are getting it popping. You know what I mean? So I might be that good luck charm. Hopefully not.
There you go.
But it's awesome, man. I mean, what can we say? You know, man. Like I said, man. You know, it's beautiful to be out here with all you guys. Spree, G Money. You know, Queens Court, Nothing But Knicks, everybody, man. All the content creators, man, is giving us something to do to make us feel good about ourselves, and I appreciate that, man. You know, and that's real talk. And I know how BX is. When I met the brother, you know, when I first started this platform, BX one of the first brothers chimed in. I might not got them 1,000 followers. I might not got the MBK follower. I might not got all these other followers, but I got a follower that I love that follows the show and enjoys the show. And whether it's 1 to 30 to 200, it doesn't matter. You know, we strong in here with what we have, and I love it. I love every bit of it, especially the chat, man. You know, that's what's going on right now.
You know, the crazy thing about it, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, BX. I'm going to be real quick. I promise. I promise you I will.
Go for it. I just say
what I was going to say is sometimes quality is better than quantity, right? So the family that we have in here right now that continue to come back here and contribute to, you know, the conversation and move it down the road, right? I've never been on this panel or on this platform to where the conversation was stagnant. Never. So regardless of if we agree to disagree. Somebody could be going 180 miles an hour this way, and somebody could be going 180 miles an hour that way. But guess what? The conversation is still moving, right? So at that point, everyone has a voice. Everyone has the potential to share your point, regardless if I think that it's crazy or not. That's irrelevant. It's your point. Because I'm telling you right now, I may be sitting here one night and I may say something that's just downright, you may feel outlandish. Like, G-Man now lost his ever-loving mind. What is he drinking right now? He is crazy. But guess what? I'm sticking to it. And look, nobody better not say anything about trading Obi Toppin. I'm telling you right now. I'm just saying, I love the fact that people can come here and express their opinions without fear of repercussion. That's absolutely. A lot of times people are afraid to chime up and say what they're thinking because what the masses is going to say. You know what? Tell you something about the masses, people, and then I'm gonna get. I promise you, I'm gonna shut up. Hey, check this out, masses. Let me explain something to you right now. You don't pay my bills. You don't contribute nothing to my household, and I can give less than anything that you think I give anything about what you think about my takes. I don't care. They're my takes. Mine. You can agree or disagree. We can agree to disagree. But what you won't do is move me off my point unless you got some facts. Bottom line, up front. Deal with it, baby. That's all I got to say about that.
I agree.
Yep. Yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. But we ain't here tonight. You know, salute to the chat. That's where it's at. You already know. Without the chat, there ain't nothing going on. Them cats make the show. The show don't make the chat. The chat is where it's at. But salute to everybody out there, man. We got that nice game tomorrow. Let's go down there. And like Allah Wise says, you and I verse on this channel. Absolutely, man. The universe is everything right here. And we all up in here collectively, man, getting it popping. But we got to go down to ATL, man, to get it, though, tomorrow, man. And we got to put our hard hats on, our lunch pelts, like the Todd Gibson construction type thing. We got to get it popping, go down to the ATL, man, and get this game, man. And we got to get it. We got to go down there and get it tomorrow. This is one of the biggest games of the season, you ask me, right here. I thought last night one was, but see, like every game was a big game. But if we go down there and get that home court advantage back and put Atlanta on their heels, you just never know. We might be walking out this thing in 5, man. You know, and if it goes 7, fine. But I do think we on a collision course to go to the second round. and it's going to be lit up in here Friday, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be on fire up in ATL, and we got to go down there and handle our business, man. I want to see the New York City Gritty Committee get back to the basics, do like they did last night in that last 5 minutes of that game, and I think we're going to be fine, man. I really do, man. I think we just got to go down there and play our game, BX, and just leave it all on the floor. This is what the playoff is all about right here. You know what I mean? You lose home court advantage, are you man enough to get it back? You know what I mean? If you go down there tomorrow, get it back, then I think we're gonna be on to something, man. So I'm looking forward to the grind. I'm looking forward to the get down. I think RJ quickly. I think Alex Burke's gonna even have a better game than he had the other night. But if Randall set the tone tomorrow, that's a wrap. Because to me, let's say if Randall set the tone, then Derrick Rose might not have a game that he had last night. But if Randall make up for that with his 30 instead of Rose's 30, and then Alec Burks and them cats come through, then it's gonna be crazy. I don't think them guys can handle the Knicks really, man. When I look at their team and look at ours, I'm being truthful. I don't think Kevin Huerter and them guys, they good offensive guys, they can score the ball. I don't think they gritty enough to deal with us. And I just don't think they that gritty. I think Clint Capella could beat gritty. I think he the one of the main ones, him, and I don't think they gritty enough though. I just don't think they gritty enough to beat the Knicks. I don't.
Paper soldiers.
Yeah, I see tomorrow 109-93. Knicks.
I like that.
I like that. I like that. I can see that. I can see that number right there. I think we explode tomorrow. I think we come out to play tomorrow, and because I think they know we escaped. We escaped what we didn't want to happen, and I think we make it happen tomorrow, G man. I just think we go banging on these cats and put them cats on notice. Say, okay, you know what? We were the 4th seed for a reason. You know what I mean? And that's where it's at tomorrow. So let's go get it, New York. Let's get it tomorrow, man. I'm gonna be in the 7:00 game. The game starts at 7:00, so they got the pregame at 6:30. So you guys make sure that you get there. The game starts at 7:00 on ESPN. I think the shoot around is at 6:30, and we get it popping, man.
Do you think we get Doris Burke and Breen?
I would love to see Doris Burke.
I hope so.
Might be.
The only way we get a fair call in this game if Doris Burke is one of the commentators. That's the only way. Or we get some garbage person up here that's trying to make their name off of defaming the Knicks. Because they're never gonna. Doris Burks will give us a fair assessment of where we are in the game. Anybody else? I'm not.
I'm even down on Van Gundy.
Yeah, the only. Let me be on record right now. The only ESPN commentator that I'm looking for in this game is Doris Burke. So ESPN, I know you got somebody in here right now listening to what we're talking about. I know because I've heard takes that's been on these platforms on your show when I'm watching you in the morning. So eyes are on you, and eventually we're gonna start calling you out. That's why CP is on with Max Kellerman right now, because you've been found out, baby. You've been found out. We know what you're doing. So I'm telling you right now, find me Doris Burks. Make sure Doris Burks is in Atlanta tomorrow for this game. If you don't do it, then like Chop say, you don't want that problem. I'm just saying. Right. Come on.
I like Doris Burks and my man. What's the cat be with her, the brother? I like when him and her call the game. I really do. I think he brings that flavor to it. She brings that real intellectual knowledge, and my man, he brings some good flavor in there. He call it fried chicken grease or something like that, whatever. But he be getting it off though. So I don't mind seeing him up in there. But I think no matter who it is, I know we gonna handle our business. But I agree. I agree with you, man. Van Gundy, I think Van Gundy. I love Van Gundy. He's a lifer. He's a nicker. I ain't got no problem with it. But before that, sometimes he might seem like he sounds salty. Sometimes
he got a little bit. He got
exactly. Exactly. And also now Mark Jackson, he didn't get the game, the coaching game. You know, you can see that it overshadows them. You know, I hope Bream is on there. I hope, you know, it makes sense. Right now, everyone in the NBA saying that this series is the most exciting series of the playoffs.
It is. It's the most watched series in the playoffs right now.
Right. So you gotta, they gotta put their number one broadcast team on this game. Either that, because I doubt they'll put it at 1:00. I don't on Sunday. I doubt they'll put their number one broadcast team at 1:00 game on a Sunday.
Right.
That's gonna be that. I don't see it. With all the other West Coast teams playing. So anyway, it doesn't make a difference. It's just the Knicks are gonna win. It's just for us as viewers. We want to be a little bit better entertained with some better commentary. I know. But watch them try to put Richard Jefferson tomorrow.
Oh, well, no, don't even jinx us like that, bro. Don't even jinx us like that. Yo, that was a good one.
So I'm gonna tell you, BH right now is trying to force me to pull that TV off the stand and take it outside and throw it in the pool. I'm telling you, I cannot sit here and listen to. But so this is what I do, really. Honestly, fellas, this is what I do. When the games are on primetime TV, I turn the game on and I look at what I'm looking at, but then I mute the TV. And I'm either listening to the entertainers game play-by-play or Guillermo's play-by-play. That's what I listen to. I don't listen to the commentation at all because it's garbage. And they're not telling me what I want to hear. And I don't get that flair and that flavor, right? I like the flair and the flavor and being able to watch the game with my contemporaries. So I can get in when a bad play happens, I can hop on my keyboard and bang out what I want to bang out real quick until something crazy happens, and then I start throwing stuff. So then I'm out of control, and I need to be by myself. I don't need nobody else around. but that's what I do.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, my man, Ala Wise had a good point. Barkley gave us props, but Shaq and Kenny, they was trying to hate yesterday. That was actual fact. Actual fact, girl, for real. That was, oh my God. I'm like, man, these dudes, you can hate me now, but I won't stop now. I'm trying to tell you. That's why we threw it up in a promo. And I meant, Shaq, come on. I'm like, you got to get credit where credit is due, man. I'm like, yo, that guy did something else.
The Knicks ain't back yet. The Knicks ain't back until they get into the second round.
It's so crazy, man. You know what? I've never seen.
Buy some Papa John's.
People, first of all, people in America need to understand. New York is New York. You understand what I'm saying? If you don't get that by now, I've been around long enough to know that city's so nice they named it twice. Everything, the whole New York is the epicenter of this country. You know what I mean? And you don't even listen. I was born and raised in Patterson, New Jersey. The block I lived on, Broadway in Patterson, New Jersey, bus went from Patterson straight to New York, up Route 4, all the way up. I stayed in Harlem and 145th and Bradhurst, Edgecombe back in the days, all over, and the going on down to Fort Greene at the rallies, at the law school. I mean, it was just New York is New York, and people just need to accept that, man, and stop hating. And that's what pisses me off about Kenny Smith. You're supposed to be a New Yorker, dog. Mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? I can see you talking about the Knicks haven't been relevant for basketball and all that, but geez, get over it. You know what I mean? Get over it.
Don't lose your roots. Don't lose your roots.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I'm like, these cats is hating. I've never seen someone hate for a city in my life. They just jealous. They just jealous because it's New York. New York is New York, and whether you like it or not, get over it. New York is New York. Ain't another place to me like that. You know what I mean? Ain't another place. That's why they call it the Mecca. They don't call it the Mecca because we win and lose games. They call it the Mecca because if you look at every street in New York City, you see a basketball court. The reason why they call it the Mecca, because you look at 15,000 fans up in a building last night going crazy. That's why it's the Mecca of basketball. You know what I mean? And for sure, you know what I mean? And then you need people need to accept that, man. New York, the 5 boroughs, you know what I mean? It is what it is, man. They need to start hating. Ain't no other city like it in the world. And like I said, I ain't been all over the world, but I know what New York is. I know what New York is. And know why? Because the world is in New York.
I was about to say that, Devon. I have been all over the world. All over. And one thing that's constant, wherever country I'm in, wherever language you speak, I don't care what it is. Everybody
in New York.
knows where New York City is and what New York City means to the United States of America. Everybody
Yes,
knows.
sir.
Period.
Absolutely.
Period.
Period. When you come here, you coming to you trying to get to Ellis Island back in the days, or you're trying to when you think of the United States of America, the first word come to mind,
New York.
New York. And
So they had to name it twice. New York.
name
New
it
York.
twice. You know what I mean? So people need to set that, man, and stop tripping, man. I'm like, man, that's why I hate to see the New York guys who played in the Garden, who played basketball here, who did all that, and then you get on national TV and then you start dissing it. Man, come on, man. What's wrong with y'all? You know what I mean?
So remember when we talked about quality over quantity. That's one. And then also remember, because we had a whole bunch of different conversations on this show tonight. So remember also when we talked about those people that look to benefit off of whatever your shortcomings are. So if Divine had been broke since 1932, right? And then all of a sudden on yesterday, I figured out that Divine just hit the lottery for $182 million, right? So Divine got some money right now. And I remember Divine from back in the day, and we used to have some connections or whatever. So as soon as I see on TV that he hit this money, I'm about to call and do one or two things. Either I'm going to be supportive. Hey, brother, check this out. I know you. I'm in a place. I'm in a financial place, right? That I can help him manage his money. That's what I do for a living, and I'm very successful at it, right? So I can reach out to him and say, "Hey, Divine, check this out. I can help you manage that money to where the government's not going to take 7% of it off the top, and we don't want that to happen. So we can put that in some shelters or whatever the case may be, and give you that type of advice. If you choose to take it, fine. If not, fine. Or I could be that heel, that troll, that dude that's out there that's, hey, this dude just got 185 million. Let me think what he said to me back in the day that I can sue him for. Oh, I know. One day we were playing ball on the blacktop in the Rucker, and Divine shot me a smitty to my throat, right? And I can't speak right now. I speak with a raspy voice, so I'm about to sue him for $150 million. Come on, man. Come on. These are the people that we're talking about. When you get these big name people, they get on these national syndicated TV shows, and they have nothing good to say about the New York Knicks. I just look at them like this. I'm so sorry. I pity you. First of all, you have forgotten where you came from. You have forgotten what got you to the platform that you're in right now. So since you live and I'm about to be hypocritical right now because some of this stuff I'm saying applies to me. So since you live in a gated community with security guards and whatnot, and people can come and go, you kind of control who comes and goes, and you control that narrative, and you feeling safe right now, right? No, my G. What you need to understand is this. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow. But every wrong that you do to a New York Knicks fan, you will have to atone for at some point. I'm telling you right now. No threats. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is think about what you're doing before you do it. Think about if it's worth it for 5 minutes of fame or if you're going to be true to the foundation of what is New York Knicks basketball. That's what I want you to think about. I'm going to put that on your mind right now. And then I'm going to step off the mic. I'm sorry. Here we go again.
Right.
Keep me out of that position. When I get in that position, I get crazy. Keep me out of that position. I'm just
exactly, G man. You hit that on the point, brother. Yeah, man. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful up in here, man. I could do this all day, every day with you gentlemen and ladies who when they up in here. I mean, this is what it's about right here. You know what I mean? It's about this commodity. It's just like the team itself. We they the Big 15. We the big team. Knicks Real Talk is the big chat. We up in here, man. You know what I mean? We come here to grind and go hard just like the Knicks do and represent for our city, represent for our fan base, represent for everything, man. You know what? And we got it going on in here, man. I love every bit of it. I mean, this what I love about this here, this is truly genuine. You know what I mean? When I see the God up in here and I see Out Lee in the building, when I see Silk T, a lot of Wild, I see all you guys up here, man. I know it's real. It's real. You know what I mean? If I can name off thousands of them, I can go through a Nick Man, everybody, Allah Wise. We know what it is. Shine, you know what I mean? Nick Man, everybody, man. Camilio, Kibbit, Brooklyn Belly, Dave Jackson, Dangerous, Uncle Fulio, aka you already know Josh, man. It's Rick V, and if I forgot you, man, y'all know it, y'all in my heart, man. So I appreciate everything y'all brother do coming out here, giving us y'all content, giving us your thoughts. Outwardly salute. I see you in the chat, my brother. But that's what it's about, man. It's about doing this thing here, man. So I just want to get a brother enough time and to get the comments in, because we're gonna have to skate pretty soon. But it's getting late because we got to get up there and make the donuts, like we used to say back in the day. Time to make the donuts. You know what I mean? So we got to get up here and get the bread and butter popping. But listen, fellas, we going down to Landon Mall. We're gonna get some last thoughts in here, man. Sid, Nick, I see you, man. But brother God, I wish I could stay on a little longer. And you know what I mean? But we're gonna keep it moving for a few more minutes, man, roughly another 10, 11 minutes. But anything y'all want to say in the chat, you want me to throw out here, want me to talk about real quick, throw it out there, man. I get the content out there and get your word and your thoughts out there, man. And so if anything y'all want to throw in right quick, holla at me. I'll put it on the chat. And you already know, man. Salute to the chat. Salute right out there. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. All over. We got Divine, Bronx Jedi 76. G-Man was in the building. Salute to Spreewell was in the building. We appreciate you, Spree. G-Money was in here earlier. We appreciate you as well. But it's a lot of love up in here, man. And we're going to keep this thing moving and keep the process going, man. And we'll be looking forward, man. The show will get bigger and better. We're going to bring y'all more dialogue, more of this and more of that. Rome wasn't built in one day. So we trying to start this thing from 1 to 10. And Wise already know from now to born, man, we trying to get it popping. And that's what we're going to do. And we're gonna bring the universe together, man, because it's love up in here, man. But we got to get this thing. The big thing is we got to go down to the ATL tomorrow, smack them cats around, get that 2-1 lead back. We got to go in there and get it, man. So we gonna represent hard up in there tomorrow. Y'all cats do not miss that game. Get up in the morning, get on your grind, get the schoolwork or play whatever you got to do. Get home safe. And be able to get your wings, whatever, your beer, whatever, man. Sit in front of that too tomorrow, and let's get this thing popping. Let's get it popping tomorrow. Knicks need to get this 2-1 win. We need this game tomorrow. We need to get this 2-1. It'd be real good if we come out with that, get our home court advantage back tomorrow. You know what I mean? And we got to do it like Out Lee said. We as fans have to be real, as they say. Those who have always been supportive, man. Not just when they win. Salute. You're 100%, my brother. That's why I try to make sure I come on. Whether we lose the game, I'm on. Whether we win the game, I'm on. You know what I mean? You got to take the bad with the good. Even with losses, you take the good things out of the losses as well. You know what I mean? And that's what we got to do. You know what I mean? We just got to keep grinding it out and keep being true to this thing, man. You know what I mean? You know what it is. But yeah, salute to the chat. Let's go around and get some last thoughts, man. BX, because I know you got to get up early in the morning to get on your grind. I know Sarge and I got to do as well. So y'all give me some last thoughts, Sarge, man, before we head up out of here.
Yeah, get up at 4 every morning. Yes, sirree. That's my passion and love. So when you reference Taj Gibson with the black coffee and going on construction, I'm one of those guys. I'm one of those guys that get up. I want to appreciate everybody that's on there in the chat. Everybody that's listening to us on the replay as well. Let's get those likes up. We really are here doing our thing for the love of the basketball team, and also to speak with everybody. Because it stinks to talk about Knicks basketball with yourself, because you end up getting crazy. So that's why I appreciate this platform to come talk.
You calling me crazy, BA? Are you calling me crazy?
Because I'm calling myself that, because I started arguing with myself about it when the games. I'm like, oh man, you should have did it. So I appreciate that we got this platform to talk about the Knicks, express the love, the disappointment, and all the positivity of the New York Knicks. And I appreciate everybody that comes in to listen, and those that continue to come back and buy us every time, all the time. We try to give you the best that we got. We try to give you the best content and give you the best opinions, and also be respectful and be very respectful and politically correct, and because we are nothing without you guys. We want you part of this. That's why we are audience participation program. We want you to participate with us because it makes us feel, like we're having a conversation on a dinner table or on a barbecue. We're all having a barbecue talking about the Knicks, and just enjoying it. So I really appreciate it. And yeah, tomorrow we're gonna go to Atlanta. We're gonna win. I think 109 or 93. I said. I think they're gonna go in there. I think they're gonna play a real good basketball game all around and take that there. And we'll be. And once that game is over, Saturday night we'll be on doing the Knicks Real Talk Show and come and join us there. We appreciate you guys. We look forward to every time we come on the stream. I look forward to seeing everyone. For everybody that's here and everyone that's listening to come aboard. And also we open up the panel. We would like you guys, if you guys want to stop in on the panel, say a quick hello. We appreciate it. We'd like to say, hey, hi guys, how you doing? Meet you in camera. Thank you for participating. And if you're a little bit camera shy, we understand. But if you want to come for a quick 5 minutes, that's no problem. We encourage that, and we definitely thank you. And this was Bronx Jedi 76 saying thank you. I also have my channel, Bronx Jedi 76 Sports Talk. I talk about all the other different sports. And I also, I'm just launching it slowly but surely, but it'll get going. And I could use your likes and your subscription and help to get that going. Once the basketball season is out, we'll switch over there to talk about other sports if you like other sports. So you're gonna keep seeing us engage and talk about the Giants, the Jets, the Yankees, the Mets. I break down the PGA, so I do a little bit of everything. And I know Divine, once the basketball season slows down, will be coming aboard and helping me out there as well. So and I know you guys will be there, so I appreciate it. And me, I'll just make it short. You guys have a blessed and wonderful evening, and we'll see you Saturday. And let's go Knicks for that victory.
Yeah, G-Man, close it out, my brother.
So I'm gonna do this from my position. It would be sacrilege if I didn't do this right here, right now, right? So I'm gonna give you guys my honest and unbridled, unfiltered opinion for what's about to happen in Atlanta. And it's less than 24 hours now, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm trying to tell you right now what's about to happen. So somebody in Atlanta right now has got an APB out for the charter plane that the Knicks took to get to Atlanta. Then they following the buses. Then they got somebody out there trying to follow them to whatever obscure high school gym that they're getting their shoot around in on. Because that's going on right now. So that tells me one thing. That tells me that the Atlanta Hawks are worried because they cannot control what the narrative is around the New York Knicks. Before the fourth quarter of the game last night, they thought they had this figured out. But what happened was a light went on in somebody's head in that starting lineup for the New York Knicks. Or it could have been somebody coming off the bench. But what they figured out is this. We have not been playing New York Knicks basketball, ladies and gentlemen. We have not. What we have done is we have succumbed to the masses to say we should do this or we should do that. Or maybe some of our players bought into all the hoopla and the hype that's surrounding what is the playoffs. All that is irrelevant. It doesn't matter right now. What I do know is this. We have gotten back to what Divine defines as the gritty city committee. Understand what that means. Gritty city committee. That means all that glitz and glamour that the Hawks are used to, all that pretty boy crap that they got going on, that means nothing. We're about to come in your house. Let me get, hold on. Let me pull this a little bit closer right here because y'all don't understand what I'm about to tell you right now.
Mariano Rivera.
Let me take my hat off. Listen, you don't make me take my hat off. You Atlanta Hawks, you are about to make the New York Knicks come into your house and smack you in your mouth. And guess what? After that's done, you ain't going to be able to do nothing about it. But take it. Understand. We are coming to your house and take over. And it's not really, in name alone, whoever signs the deeds and pays the mortgage, it probably belongs to somebody that's in Atlanta. But the Knicks nation is about to come take over your stadium, your arena. That's about to happen. I'm telling you right now. The Knicks We're going to win this game tomorrow night. And once we get this game tomorrow night, what's going to be up to the Hawks is this. Figure out how to keep us from winning on Sunday. Imagine that. Imagine that. Julius Randle and the gang are back, ladies and gentlemen. They're back to playing gritty, city, committee basketball.
Right.
You feel me? Hey,
Yes, sir.
salute to all you fine ladies and gentlemen out there. For those of you that will rewatch this broadcast right here, what I need you to do is go out there and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell so you know when these fine gentlemen are on live. You don't want to miss this. I'm telling you right now. This right here, this is golden, ladies and gentlemen. This is get in where you fit in right now. This is gold. You don't want to miss this. Subscribe and like this channel. Peace.
Yeah.
The closer.
Yo, real quick, man. We in here. The Knicks is in here, guys. Let's talk about it tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. ATL, New York Knicks and the New York City Gritty Committee going down there to handle their business. We got to get this thing popping tomorrow. You already know we're going to bring the ruckus down there, man, and we're going to come out that thing victorious tomorrow, man. And like I said, the Knicks is back, man. Real talk, man. And we got to get it tomorrow, guys, 7 o'clock. We're going to get it popping. Hope we all our guys have a good bounce back game now that we out of that intense environment, which was beautiful. They get to kind of get focused just on basketball because that place was crazy the last couple of days. A lot of them guys, they never felt nothing like that. Matter of fact, I don't think none of them felt nothing like they felt the last couple of days. So now they might be able to kind of come back down a little bit, keep the same energy, but come back down a little bit and get focused. Like Alton Lee say, when was the last time R.J. Barrett slapped the floor? Alton Lee, he need to smack that joint tomorrow night, brother. For real, he need to get it popping. But yeah, man, salute to everybody. Appreciate y'all chiming in tonight, man. You already know y'all family up in here. The chat is where it's at. Well, from you guys, there wouldn't be no Knicks Real Talk. So salute to all our wives, Nick, man, Alton Lee. That's going up the chat. Sin Nick. You know what I mean? Everybody, man. Let's get it popping up in here. If I forgot to, I'm going to get to you. Let me stroll on back up the panel because I ain't leaving none of you out, guys. Now, Nick, man. Let's get it. Camilio, Kibbit, Brooklyn Belly, Silk T. We had no Frank Matos. Everybody, man, we'll be up in here tonight, man. We appreciate you chiming in, like always. You know what I mean? Because like I said, man, you guys is a blessing to have on here. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for supporting the team. And we're going to keep this content moving all the time. Because this, like I said, this is from the fan for the fans. The fans make the show. The show don't make the fans. Without you guys in the chat and all that, it ain't no Knicks Real Talk. And that's real talk. You know what I mean? And so we're going to get this thing popping. Go Knicks, go Knicks. We're going to get it tomorrow, man. We're going to go ahead and throw the Go New York video in the show. Y'all guys have a great day tomorrow. Be safe. Get home safe. Take care of your thing. Handle your business, man, so you can get home. Get ready to get into the game. Let's get it, man. Go New York, Knicks, go. Let's get it popping right now. Salute to everybody out there, man. We'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace.
We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks.
Say go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go.
Say go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go.
We're back on track, here we come. League is done in 21, and the Knicks are on a run. And I'll tell you, with Tibbs, we a bit too much to handle. With Barrett, Bullock, Burst, and Randall, it's the Knicks, and we're taking back our place. Everyone's gearing up with a mask on their face. The Garden's going crazy, and they're doing it for a reason. 21 is the Knickerbocker season. You better believe the Knicks got all that it takes. We're shooting 3-pointers, and we're running fast breaks. And if your defense makes a mistake, then BAM! Robbie Dunks in your face. This is a team you don't want to miss. We are New York. We are the New York Knicks.
Go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go.
Say go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go.
Say go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go.
See you busted, all you hear is a swish, which drives by Rose and quick with the dish. And no rebounds if that's the case. We put Nerlens and Taj in your face. We got a D that'll give you fits. We are New York. We are the New York Knicks.
Go New York, go New York, go.